I asked him who I'm broadcasting. Oh boy.
It's all good. Hey, your window weather died.
What? I mean,
Oops.
those are words that I understand, but I don't know what they mean together.
No idea.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
All of the people watching Shin stream are like, shit, I've never noticed that before.
There it is.
They're like little hearts.
Yeah,
Oh my
there's
god.
little hearts flowing around as well.
Also, apparently my fucking
I've
OBS
also
hates
just
me.
once
There we
again
go.
just been confronted with the luxurious hair of Cassius.
So yeah, but I moved the video with.
That's that my luxurious hair. Cassis doesn't have that long hair.
Yeah.
Damn. Kudos
But
to that
now it works
conditioner
again.
regimen.
Apparently, I do still have the cat ears though. So.
Yes, because you're my tiger.
Meow.
No.
You're like the most pissed off cat ever.
Meow. Get off my lawn.
Yeah. Okay, I will turn the screen share now off to stop distracting you.
I should point out one minor detail.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The fog of war on your map on Foundry is gone.
I will
So I
fucking
can see that.
murder you all.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
been gone since last session, and already last
session
session
was
I
already
did
gone.
actually told you that this is on purpose because you technically know already where everything is, so it's not really a big secret.
Okay.
And it still won't tell you the localized minutia details of the things. But technically,
I
you
don't know,
know
I can
that
see where the clouds are now. We need to run west quickly to dodge the rainstorm.
there's no rain today.
I can see how tiny this fucking island is.
It's the size of Luxembourg. I did tell you that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did say that it was a small island because they did tell us originally that you could probably cross it in a day.
Yeah.
The,
If you push really hard,
the
yeah.
The cranky old woman in the swamp told us that. Whether she's a nature spirit or not, we have yet to find out. But
whether she's a blue woman or not, you yet have to find out.
I mean, I know the gut feeling is 100% right, so you know. You can't talk me out of this.
I mean, to be fair, your gut feeling right now is also that she's a hag. You can't convince me otherwise because you were like, the stories tell.
I think she's a hag.
But
I
is
think
is that a racial term or is that just because she's an old woman?
I was going to say Cassius thinks that a lot of women are hags, so.
Yeah, it's the second option.
Okay, so all three of you roll dice. Lowest one goes.
Oh goodness. Come on. Oh, I'm right in the middle.
15.
Hey!
Who rolls this party all the time? That's Cassius.
I think that's me, yeah.
Yeah. It's Cassius!
Dad! I wasn't last time! So 2 times in a row.
Oh no, you're not supposed to roll because you were last time. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's Lena.
I thought it was
Rip.
in circle again.
Lena's turn. Wow.
But hey, see the bright
I did all
side.
that revising of the last session for no reason.
You wanna do it then? You wanna volunteer? You wanna go?
Yeah, you're so well
Katniss.
prepared, Chris.
I will,
because all that revising means I still only know about 4% of what actually happened.
Yeah, because he literally started up the YouTube video at 2 times the speed, a half an hour before the session, which means
and I skipped through a bunch of stuff. So.
Yeah, but it's still like even with 2 times speed up, it's like still 2.5, 3 hours, right?
I tell you what, I'll do half, you do half, Lena, and then it's Cassius's turn to do it next.
Nope, I disagree.
Or you can do it today.
was already here last time. Come on.
Fine.
Lena.
All right. To get us out of the front door, last session was full of a lot of RP talking, a lot of in-character moment, a lot of in-party talking. So we started off, I think we started off in the evening.
Yep, 8 p.m. in the evening.
Yes, we started off in the evening and we were basically revising our opinions on the actual situation and the blue spirit water woman. And we came to the conclusion that we were maybe a bit too hasty on basically making her the black and white evil person, malevolent spirit, and this could be a bit more complicated than that. And with well, we decided that we were going to do what we could to support Viera in her decision to see what we could do to help nature. And if something is out of balance, that we would see what we could do to help get it back into balance. And with that, I think we go to talk to Murtag that evening.
Yeah, Heftek showed up first though, and chastised Cassius for pointing out that they'd lived here for 400 years on their own just fine, and he said, well, in that case, sort it out yourself.
Yes, and all teenager-like, she wanted to follow along, and she also wanted to do it without permission, which did not go over well with us. So we went to talk to Murtag, and well, that was a lot of talking. We basically came to the decision that we would go to the foggy place that Viera scouted out to see if we could meet the spirit over there and bring along Murtag and maybe some guards, maybe Heftek if she follows along, and let them stay at the river as a potential meeting point for if the spirits wants to meet and talk with them at that time. And I think then we went back and yes, I started making Samira started making her summoning ritual for this shadow silhouette thing, familiar, Vinny. And Cassius was very, very freaked out. Vera was very nonchalant, like she always is. And then we started watches. And basically, during the first hour, the fog came back, and we all did perimeter searches and basically found nothing. And thanks to Vera's wind blowing, the fog went away pretty soon, anyways. And we went back to sleep because we didn't find anything, and it wouldn't help us to be exhausted the next morning if something had happened. Which it did. We found out that Vaza was taken during the fog, during night. And, well, then I think we just did a day of reading. And Vera went to go summon her. Oh, not summon, I guess. What do you call it? A offering to an animal, a strange panther.
It's a companion summoning.
Yes, a companion. And so she was gone for like 12, almost 10, 11 hours or something, the whole day. And it was also raining, so during that time, Samira was staying in the tent, and Cassius was in one of the huts with all the other people, and was getting steadily both drunk and also annoyed with everything. So before Vera left on her companion search trip, she and Samira had a talk about. Well, they first figured out about her sensing capabilities and compared it with Samira's, and then they had a talk about Samira's non-human existence. And yes, and just about the same talk, but also very different talk happened when Cassius came back and they got drunk together and had a very much fuck religion talk along with it. And then Vera came back with a successful Ebrath, the panther, I think.
Surprise growl.
Surprise growl, which caused a lot of alert at the village. Apparently, has been a chemical accident. Is the cover story right now, and well, scared the shit out of Samira and Cassius. Also, kind of let loose a few attacks at you at Vera, but it was all right. No one was hurt too badly that couldn't have been healed. And then we went to sleep, awaiting our probable hangovers and awkward talks about panthers in the morning. Yes.
Yep, pretty much.
I think that's pretty much where we left off.
I mean, it's 20 past midnight. That's where we left off.
Mm-hmm. We are now going to sleep, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically Samira and Cassius just fell face down into their bedrolls. And,
I think Samira is already asleep since she laid down in her bedroll and just tucked. You guys talked for a few more minutes, but she's out already. Alright.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much it, yep. And we sent Vinny and the panther away from the village slightly.
I think Vinny is at the entrance, just over the entrance of the tent, just like a stick figure, just watching, just looking around.
Okay.
Did we decide on who was taking watches?
These summons, the familiars are taking watches.
I think we didn't necessarily decide that. I think we decided that it was neither Samira or Cassius. And that was decided by Samira and Cassius.
That's right, because you guys were drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was drunker than Samira, so you know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have two people who are hangover, who will be hangover in the morning.
Both having 4 hours of
Yeah.
hangover.
4 hours, yes.
We're not going to have anybody hungover in the morning because when they both pass out, I'm going to see if I can remove the intoxicating effect from them.
Ooh.
Buzzkill.
It's an experiment. She's never done it before, but she kind of figures that it's affecting their ability in the same way a poison might. And she's been detecting and semi-curing poison on people. So
I mean, we've already had our fun being drunk, and it would have been just a bad half in the morning, so it's kind of a favor.
Well, maybe. Plus, when you get to be on watch tonight, later on, then you won't be drunk while you're on watch. Unless you want me to leave you both asleep.
I mean,
Well, that's your decision.
I'm already asleep, so
Yeah, that's your decision.
that's your decision.
Right
Yeah. Cassius already in the tent, passed out on his back and going.
Yeah.
Because people,
sprawled
people snore more when they're drunk. So yeah.
Yeah, they tend to be more relaxed. So.
Yeah.
So I will cast Lesser Restoration on both of them while they're asleep.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm going to... Vinny's on watch anyway. Vinny wakes Samira up if anything comes close. And
So
Vera's going to head off into the... taking the panther. And cross the river.
Ooh.
Wait, Vinny is keeping watch.
Vinny's keeping watch.
And you're crossing the river with the panther.
Yeah, I'm crossing the river with a breath.
You're not resting. Oh,
To the other side of the river. And then we're going to climb one of the big jungle trees.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. There's a light mist, by the way, that night. That's pretty much over the entire area. If you do your checking thing, it's normal, natural mist.
Okay. Yeah, you said mist, not fog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same thing.
Mhm.
It is foggy, but it's a natural fog. There's a calm wind and a few scattered clouds, and that's pretty much gonna be it. Like a few scattered clouds throughout the day.
I'll wait until just after midnight, and then I'll do Druidcraft for the weather forecast.
That's
I
what
assume
I
it's
just-
still the same.
That's what I
Yeah.
just told you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll do a little bit of staying on watch. Presumably, I can still see the camp from here. It's not that far away.
It's quite
150 feet.
200, more like 250. You can see the light, so for sure, the
Yeah,
campfire.
so I can see any shadows or anything like that moving around.
I mean, yeah, if they're directly moving at the campfire. I mean, you can see shadows anyway because the moonlight, quote unquote, is quite bright. It's like a full moon, right?
Yeah. I'll tell her breath to get some rest while I do my 4-hour on watch, and then
Roll me
can
2
keep
perception
an-
checks.
you can keep an eye out on.
Oh, sorry. Before we do anything else, Maya.
Oh.
Yep.
Very important.
I thought you were just gonna say, please make an acrobatics check.
Well,
to
she's
not fall out of the
leaving,
tree and
so
die.
you almost didn't get it.
We'll say yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. Wait, I just like talk to each other for a moment. I'll be right back.
All right.
But 2 people are drunk and asleep, so in breath. How do you think this is gonna go? Oh. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay. I don't know how many perception checks Vinny should do, so I'm just gonna put in 2 for 4 hours. Yep.
Ooh.
Sounds about right.
He's paying attention. I'm clearly not.
Okay. We had a bit of a shift with like who's staying where today, so
Alright.
I wanted to
just
say
an
bye
FYI,
to Maya.
Vin and Vera just both did 2 perception checks each for.
Viera sucks, yeah.
I don't know. For the first 2-hour period,
Harsh.
she's way better than Vin.
Yeah, to be fair, your passive is still there, right? The 18. So
Yeah.
whatever doesn't beat your passive.
Vinny's passive is also 18, so excuse me.
Yeah, see, fine. No, it's actually a quiet evening. So yeah,
I don't believe it for a second. Now I'm suspicious.
it's a quiet evening. It's a quiet evening.
Yeah. So just gonna have a 4-hour watch and then a 4-hour rest in a tree. Shuni's gonna go.
Sorry, it was noise in the background. I'm trying to like
Alright.
mute myself. Okay,
Wouldn't worry about it.
there we go.
New headset though. Yay.
Yeah,
Yee.
yeah. So,
Yes.
which allows
So-
me to mute by flipping up the mic. Okay, now I can focus. Sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
the 20. No, there's nothing. I don't want to get your hopes up. There's nothing to see.
What's the date today, Lena?
It's the 12th of Wind.
The 12th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I feel like we've gone backwards in time. I was sure it was the 20th. Or was that Marpanoth?
No, that's the 26th. of
You have
March.
to stop tracking the Farunian calendar. Like
I'm
seriously.
still doing it.
Yeah.
You can't get me away, but I'm still doing it.
Actually,
the
what-
only thing I can point out that's player knowledge is that whatever you're tracking on the Faerunian calendar is now wrong, because the same amount of time doesn't pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a discussion to have with Amira, because I have 55 dates in there.
Yeah. I'm not
Wow.
surprised.
I have 0
Okay.
dates. I actually don't know Cassius's birthday, so.
Excuse me?
Oh.
I can't figure it out. It's like on the calendar.
I think
Sort that out.
I think he just forgot.
To be fair, I as a player don't know Vieira's birthday, but it's written down somewhere.
I am aghast.
She doesn't really
It would be.
care.
It would be.
It's not
It
something what else would celebrate.
Yeah, they'd leave also for a very long time. But like, I would find it funny if Cassie's like, I don't know, I don't care, I forgot, didn't celebrate it ever.
It's not really an important day. But I was actually going to ask, what was the exact day that we did? So in the current calendar system, exit from the tower. What day
You
was
mean
that?
the favor, not a now?
The now.
It's
Yeah.
actually marked in the calendar as in big fat capital letters said arrival.
Yep.
Really?
I can't see it, can I? So
On the
let him
7th we
ask the
arrived.
question.
So,
7th, that's fine, yeah. So this was the 26th of Marpanoth?
I actually don't see arrival in the calendar.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah,
It's this huge event where aliens appear.
Yeah.
Okay, let me screenshot mine and you can...
Yeah, the only thing I see is Fruoji on the 1st of this month.
Refresh it.
Oh, refresh instead of the old one. That it's Fruling now.
Yeah, refresh.
Fruling. Okay, arrival. Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
There you go.
I feel left out. I don't have a calendar.
I clicked on resend invitation again.
Didn't get anything.
So technically,
I think Google is now just blocking you because it's spam. Actually,
Yeah, I
that
mean,
might be a good point.
yeah,
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
it's in your
yeah.
spam folder.
Spam, yeah.
But technically, from player knowledge, the 7th arrival day is all our new birthday, so that doesn't matter anymore.
Ooh, technically true.
We're gonna have a discussion.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be very interesting. How would you track your birthday here, considering you don't have the same calendar anymore?
First day of summer,
Yeah,
etc.
Samira's just going along, like, each day is a normal day now. Like, she's just going along. You can't get her off a calendar. She got one calendar now, and that's it.
Good. So, peaceful night. Presumably we wake up the next morning.
Are you waking them up?
Presumably, no.
Are you going into your trance?
Of course not. Yes, I told you. I'm doing 4 hours of me on watch with Ibrath asleep, and then Ibrath's gonna keep me watched while I
1, 2,
sleep.
3, 4. Okay. You wake up. Long rest, please.
Long rest. Long rest.
There we go. So, before they're awake, because presumably, I know, I suppose we'd probably wake up about the same time, 8 hours later.
No, they're sleeping in.
Well,
Okay.
you did lesser restoration, so...
Yeah.
So, are we affected by the on-call still?
No, you are not. But the thing is that you went to sleep at literally like almost 1 a.m. So, you know.
9 a.m. is a rest.
Yeah.
But then I would be waking up at 9 anyway.
No, you would be waking up at 8:35. I added 10 minutes for river crossing and stuff. So you would actually be awake before them because you have a very exact trend. So they're like sleeping still.
Fair enough. I will head back across the river.
Oops, sorry.
I was wondering.
It's night time.
Where does this rain come from? Get away.
No, there's no rain. There's no rain. Ignore that.
Okay, because
do not pay attention to the wizard behind the curtain. There, boom, no rain. See? Ta-da! Hey!
Good party trick.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna head across the river with Ibrath. Not trying to hide him or anything like that. He's just walking behind me. Like that's the order he's been given.
Yeah.
We're gonna minimize his presence to the villagers, obviously, in
Okay.
case they see. And I'm gonna head over to the tent, and presumably Vinny is still on guard.
Nope, he has like my long-standing order been tucked inside once the village has woken up. He's gone back into his hiding place. He's not letting himself be seen.
What?
need to turn down all these ambient sounds because I literally can't hear anyone else.
Ooh, okay. Should I repeat myself or?
No, it's fine. Vinny tucked himself in. I managed to hear that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as people are around, he hides back.
I'll stick my head in the tent and look for Vinny. Look for the dark shadow in the slightly lighter tent. And say, Vinny, when she wakes up, tell them I've gone looking for herbs. Looking for the bright hands? Looking for the left hand to go yes, okay?
Yeah, he waves yes.
Great. And then I will stick my head back out of the tent and take a breath across the river again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go looking for herbs, specifically the new healing brew herbs.
Okay, yeah.
I'm basically testing my knowledge.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go and spend, I don't know how long I need to spend while I'm doing that.
Roll me a survival check.
That's probably a no.
That's very much a no. But you find other herbs. You wanna know which ones?
Do I recognize them from what Heftek told me and I just don't remember what they do, or?
Yes.
Suddenly you wake up with the sound of an explosion in the distance.
No, these are like common herbs basically in the area. None of them is like a healing herb per se, so like you didn't really remember them for that reason.
Yeah. I'll take a clipping of each of them so that she can remind me, because clearly I didn't pay attention to these particular herbs.
Okay, yeah. So not really a bushel, so you're just taking a tiny bit.
Yeah, I'm taking a tiny bit, so it's I don't have to put it on my character sheet or anything like that. She's just going to remind me what they are, and I'm going to use that as just as a learning a lesson.
Yeah.
I obviously didn't pay attention to these well enough.
I would say in the meantime, these two have woken up.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Do you have a hangover?
No. But how did you wake up, considering you were like, you know...
I'm asking Cassius, like I'm registering I don't have a hangover. Do you have a hangover?
No. This booze is amazing!
What kind of alcohol do they have?
The best kind! That's great.
Huh.
I think I want to stay here longer now.
Same.
Huh.
We have to find out if this is common or if it's an island thing. This could make a lot of money back home.
This is gonna be a party. This is amazing. Oh, yeah. No, I feel good.
I feel refreshed more than beforehand.
Huh. Yeah. Maybe it's just good conversation, good company.
No, don't get sweet on me.
All right. Let's see where, look out of the tent, see if Viera's anywhere.
Oh, what do you want to tell me, Vinny? Is I assuming he's catching my attention?
Yeah. He's like waving with his little hands. And like, you know how those flag people on airports flag?
Wacky inflatable arm guy?
Yeah, wacky inflatable arm guy. I mean, you get the gist. It's like you get the gist that this is more for like Cassius' benefit to understand, right? Cassius has no fucking clue what he's saying, what they're saying.
Still creepy.
Yeah, but you get the sense that Viera is herb gathering.
Oh, she's...
Go Heathering.
Shut the fuck up!
Based on my survival check, it is Gerb Heathering.
Oh, jeez.
Viera's apparently off again, gathering some herbs.
Oh, Okay. I actually thought that we were going to go today, or
I don't know.
Winnie's like doing plant pulling motions. Meanwhile,
You look lovely. Let me see. Yep, I expected that.
yeah.
Huh.
It would be creepy, Cassius, if it weren't so adorably dorky and derpy.
Yeah, no, it's still creepy.
So what are we gonna do then today? Is she gonna come back midday? Are we leaving today? Do we have any idea?
I don't know. I think at some point we do have to like have some kind of like system on better communication, because she suddenly just like fucks off most of the time.
Yeah, and we have no idea where she went and how to reach her. If she's gone again
Winnie points
till,
into a direction.
midnight. Oh. That's convenient. We still don't know where she is.
Yeah,
Thank you, buddy.
I'm not gonna traipse around in the forest looking for her.
No. Me neither. But we need to figure out a way of communicating it right there.
Yeah.
I guess we just do fuck all. Once again.
Leaving, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, did you want to do that? It's okay if you don't want to do it. Did you want to do that crystal thing today? We have time. Apparently. It's okay if we don't. Just wanted to bring it up.
Let me think on that. Not. I want to try something actually. Something different.
Okay.
Yeah. Just give me a moment. And Cassius will sit in the tent, and I have no clue how he's going to do this. But I'm going to try. Well, I want to do two things actually. When we saw Ys doing stuff with the coin of delving to identify it, did we see him take out like specific items to do it?
I think he got something, but don't remember what.
He had like it looked like a monocle, but instead of glass, it was a pearl. That he kind of looked through, quote unquote.
Okay. And could I, because I as a player know what I need, but could I as Cassius make some kind of check to see if I can connect the power that I
Roll
feel to...
me an Arcana check.
Alright.
Should have taken it! Pew pew pew!
Do you have the coin out?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably just
Okay,
like
look. I'll sit down in the tent next to you and just trying to get another magic awareness off to get used to it, since there's another magical thing inside.
On the coin?
Mm-hmm. Just in general, magic awareness popping to, get acclimated. There's more and more magical things now.
Oops. God damn it. It would be a translucent gray mist around the coin.
Okay. Oh, so it's just about the same as the eye, so I know it as
just weaker.
illumination.
Yeah, very weak.
Okay. Oh, that's a 3.
Yeah. So I probably don't figure it out yet.
What's your It's your passive is 11, huh?
Passive is 11, yeah.
I mean, you saw him with a pearl that he uses a monocle.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Maybe you need to look for a pearl. Maybe it's a magic pearl. Maybe you need a magic pearl for it.
I was just thinking of the things that with what you do with feeling magic. I think I can do something similar, but I mentioned that I was missing something.
Yes. Do you have an idea why? What you're missing?
Yeah, that was. I was trying to think about what Yis used, and
If only there was
he
a
used some
way
kind of
to
like.
find Yis again.
Maybe.
You're trying to remember what
with
Yis
him
used.
bringing up that
I think it was Viera talking behind you.
Yeah.
Shh. Stop interrupting.
With him bringing up that ease and what he used, would I have been able to do an Arcana check now? Try and help him out. If I get anything better than 3.
You can roll an Arcana check.
Yeah. Boop. Hey.
Oh wow.
I mean, you've been hopping from wizard to wizard to wizard, right? You
Identify is a pretty.
exactly.
Standard.
Yeah. You can be like, yeah, yes, use the pearl. You use pearls for identification. That's what the wizards are using. Duh.
Okay. Yeah. You. Wait. You're trying to identify it, right? I think I've seen. That's basically what every wizard did ever to anything I ever brought to them. Like, you need a pearl.
Oh. Okay.
I guess we're heading for the sea then.
Jesus Christ, Viera.
What do you mean, Jesus Christ? I've had my head stuck through the tent for the last 2 minutes while you've been discussing Yis and the pearl.
Okay, come in. We need to talk communication, anyways. And this is included.
Yeah.
You're just hopping in out of nowhere.
The panther's gonna have to come in too? Because the village probably won't take kindly to having a panther sitting outside our tent.
Can the panther go inside and we go outside?
Yes, that's an option too.
Okay.
But he's wet.
Yeah, then
Winnie
Then he
is
stays
reaching
outside.
for the panther's nose and patting it.
Well, careful.
Play nicely, you two?
The panther sniffs him and licks him, and then ruffles his nose. And it's like you get this
That's a rough tongue.
Yeah.
Where is Winnie and how did he pat the panther? Was he on me?
No, he skidded away towards out, and then got up in his 2D glory, and then patted the panther on the nose in his 2D glory, and the panther gave him a sniff and a lick, and then made his face like whatever. It's like if a panther could shrug, this is pretty much it, right? And then whatever.
I do have a good idea for future nights. We've got that second canvas we can kind of pitch to the side of our tent, and they could be underneath that. At least then they're not in sight easily. But yes, I will. Irath, stay out of sight. You know how to do that. And then I'll slide into the tent to discuss communication.
First of all, do you two have any plans to add more things to our freaky menagerie or something?
More things? I mean, I can if you want me to.
I just want to know.
No,
I figure if we're heading into the jungle, having a couple of extra eyes on our side isn't a bad thing.
I mean, you're open to have your own sort of companion along if you want, but I'm good with him, with them, Vinny.
I could probably convince Nom 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 to accompany you if you want to bet.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine.
We have another eye from the sky then.
I'm hoping I was going to try shifting into Nom Nom Nom's form today to see if I could.
Huh.
I think it's a bit more complicated, but I might be able to. I don't know. But that's something else anyway. You guys wanted to talk communication?
Yes, you were gone today as well in the morning. We need to
only for like an hour and a half. I wasn't gone that long. I didn't know when you guys would wake up.
Yesterday we were gone the whole day. We need to figure out a way so we know.
I told Vinny to tell you that I'd be gone herping. I wouldn't be long.
When he's making
maybe I forgot the second part.
When he's making plant pulling motions again in 2D.
See, he gets it.
just we don't half the time we don't know where you go and how we can reach you if something happens. We need another. We need a way to communicate with you somehow.
Whitney's making finger point waggle motions while Samir is talking.
How's the headache, by the way?
I know, buddy.
How's the headache?
What do you mean?
Apparently the booze here is pretty good stuff. It doesn't give you a hangover.
Don't think it's booze. Don't think it's the booze.
Look at her like squinting.
I was trying something out last night.
What did you
While
do?
we were asleep?
Yeah, while you were asleep.
Vinny's making finger like magic hands, arms waggle motions.
Okay, Vinny, come here and just let's look at him very intently.
Yeah, Vinny hides in your shirt.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had quite a lot, so...
Don't let anyone do anything to me without waking me up. Just mentally, just so he knows.
Yeah, he pets you. As a yes.
Good.
So yeah, so I figured that alcohol is sort of like a poison. It's in your bloodstream. It affects you in ways that your body isn't used to, so I tried to remove it. But obviously I had no idea if it would work or not, because you guys were asleep, so... I was curious to see if it would work or not. So I guess it did
Okay,
work.
this is kind of also in the same line of communication. Okay, first of all, thank you. Second of all, that's still kind of creepy. Third of all, that's like, can you do that stuff while we're like awake and present?
You didn't give me much choice. You both just like drank senseless last night and then passed out.
Well,
I was
not
like,
senseless.
Who's on watch? It turns out I was talking to her breath. And
Vinny was on watch.
Vinny was on watch.
Yes.
But like 3 hours prior to that, Cassius was very against just the new guy being on watch. So
you could have woken us as well and asked us.
You guys were that
as well as you could have woken us.
I could have woken you up.
As well as you could have woken us and told us that you were going herb gathering without just telling Vinny and us just potentially sleeping for hours.
Well, you looked like you needed it. Plus, we got a long day today.
Okay. Yeah. Could we just say like for the future that okay, with the leaving and telling this little figure, that's fine, I guess. As long as he can tell or it cannot tell us. But with the doing stuff to us while we're asleep.
Well, yeah, I don't plan on doing it all the time. You guys were just passed out before I could do anything.
All the time is not worrying as well.
I don't plan on doing anything any of the time.
I done yet? Here we go, nothing. You didn't see her, you didn't hear her.
Well,
She's
you
outside.
Just said, are you done yet?
Yeah, but you said here we go before I even said anything. You hear from outside.
I guess that's our cue.
Is it?
Oh, it's Heftek. Presumably she's coming with.
Yeah, so are we going today? Because we were also kind of unclear about that.
That was the plan.
Okay.
When are we going then?
Presumably now, as she's standing outside the tent. Hey, right, Heftek?
Sitting!
Sitting?
Yeah, is she coming?
Yes! I can hear you. You can also come out.
Do you think they'll mind a panther in the boats?
Yes! You can have it at a boat. I'll ship you around.
Let's deal with this now. And sidelong glance at Cassius. Everyone needs lessons on boundaries.
Yeah. Alright. So, head outside the tent. Good morning, Heftek.
Good morning, Glare.
Glare back.
So what are you doing here?
I was supposed to get you, because you were supposed to be awake 2 hours ago.
Let's
We
go.
Were we?
We were just waiting for you to come and get us.
Well, I mean, you were supposed to go with us, so we assumed you would just show up when you're ready.
You assumed
I
wrong.
assume,
And we weren't ready yet.
Time, so let's go.
Do you need more time to get ready?
Yeah, I could do with some time.
She kind of like lifts up a pack, like wrapped up bundle with several bowls. I brought you breakfast.
Oh. I think it'll
That's
take
a
a few
welcome
minutes.
start.
Yeah, okay, I didn't pack it. She's like looking around, squinting, trying to find the cat.
Oh, he's around.
Yes, I can smell him. I can't see him. It's unnerving.
Of course you can. You can probably smell me as well. I don't know, do I smell different when I'm in panther form?
You smell like a cat.
Sarah just starts packing her bag.
Does that mean if I turn into a dog and it's raining, you get the wet dog smell?
Yes.
That's
Maybe.
probably not a good thing.
No.
Note to self, avoid wet dog smells. While you're here, Heftek, I discovered these herbs this morning, practicing what we've been going through, and I can't quite remember the details of them, so I was wondering if you could give me a refresher while these two eat breakfast.
Sure, show me.
Yep. And she'll sit and just go through them all.
Okay. She'll tell you.
Yep. Figured as much.
Also,
Great.
Like, that's I mean, the mistletoe you kind of recognize. She confirms one more time that is in fact mistletoe, right? And like this hair's
So
here.
that's actually common between here and there, mistletoe.
Yeah.
Because obviously she.
I mean, you actually have seen things where like, oh, this looks actually oddly familiar, and this is why you picked up on all this stuff this quickly.
A lot quicker.
It's oddly different and it's oddly similar, right?
Yeah. Cool. So who's coming with us today?
Me, Murtag, some of the money, Stormas, because wife.
Sure.
Sid.
Fiora, do you think we'll be gone longer than a day?
Yes.
And we should pack up
We should.
It's at least a 10-mile journey just to even get close to it, and then from there, even then, it's probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7 more miles past the edge of the fog.
Alright. Starts packing up his bedroll.
Packing up the tent too, I suspect.
Yeah. Yep.
Whether we can find anywhere good to pitch it is another question.
Heftek is making sure that the fire is completely out.
Yeah.
Well, I snap it out. With like an extra flare with extra whoosh, so it flares up first and then goes out.
She squints her eyes at you.
He glares back.
While this distraction is happening, I'll stuff the tent into the haversack. Just, don't look at me. Just huge thing in that small bag.
Help disassemble the rest of the camp as well for now, and then I guess we're heading to the river for the boats.
Yes, that way.
Lead on.
She leads on. So yeah.
Makes a change to have someone showing me where to go.
So maps. Activate.
I hope you guys. Do you guys even prepare spells?
No, they don't.
Nope.
Nope.
I just do shit.
I just do shit.
Wow, that puts it into perspective the size of what the lake used to be. Man, you fuckers have destroyed nature. No wonder it's coming from.
Ouch.
Burn.
I assume you didn't say that in character.
Obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, let me just check the speed of freaking paddle boats.
Yeah. How long are we on the boat? That's a question.
Is it possible to keep up with a paddle boat?
That was going to be my question. How does Viera feel about being on a boat?
Viera is not going to be on a boat if she doesn't have to be on a boat, because I can walk a
The
little
more
bit
you say
faster.
I'm on a boat, I'm thinking about the Old Spice guy.
Yep.
I'm on a boat.
Yep. Preferably
Rowboat.
I'm not on a boat.
It's because it's downriver, it's 2 miles per hour.
Yeah, I can walk that. I will walk alongside the riverbank with my panther next to me.
I'm sorry, because it's downriver, it's 4 miles an hour.
Wait,
It's doubled.
that's okay. I can move at 3.5.
So you can keep up. So 1,
Yeah.
2,
I'm
3.
gonna
just have
spend
to-
my time on the boat reading, because I'm used to the sway of travel on the sea, so I could do that. How much would I get?
Cram all those hours
Yep.
in.
I could time it!
Yep.
2 hours.
Good idea, actually.
Sorry, Shin, I didn't hear you.
2 hours.
Shinny broke up. How many hours?
2 hours.
2
Awesome,
hours.
Okay.
thank you. I now have 9 hours left.
Oh, almost. Almost there.
Almost there.
Almost there. Oh, almost.
15 hours left.
How many hours left do you have to read those 9 hours, though?
I have today till dawn, and then the day after till dawn. Not
Till
dusk,
sunset.
not dawn. Dusk. Exactly.
Okay, that's loads of time. We'll easily make that.
I can do this.
Okay, so after 2
I
hours,
presume the journey is uneventful.
you do get a second boat, by the way, with Heftig alone and the Panther.
In the boat.
Yeah. If you wanna.
Okay.
I wanted to point it out.
No, it's fine. I'm
Okay.
just gonna walk down the river.
Okay. So, after 2 hours, they land, basically, and then they wait for you to catch up. And then they... Because Muatag is still weak, right? And they're not sure. You can see that they were, like, confident down the river, right? But now that they have reached the edge of very clearly the other side, right? They don't look that certain anymore about progressing. And they kind of wait for your input.
Okay, so the plan was you guys are gonna stay here, you're gonna set up a camp, and we're gonna head in to try and find the blue woman. Just making sure that everybody's still got the same plan in mind.
All right. How long do you think? How long should we wait for you before we say that you might not come back?
I'll send you a message.
How?
Let's say if we're not back in a day, 2 days, then you can assume we're dead.
She nods gravely.
Let's make it 2 days to be sure.
All right.
Without any messages.
And judging by the map, on the other side of the river, is it still just like the edge of the farmland?
Yeah, you can still see the farmland, yes.
So I mean, they're not that far away from what they know is a safe place anyway.
Yes.
Maybe wait on the other side of the river?
No,
on
they're
the
already
safe
pushing
side, where
off.
you know it's safe?
They are absolutely waiting on the other side.
Okay, bye. No final
That's fine.
farewell.
Yeah.
They were kind of cool.
Well, yeah. When are you gonna die? Within 2 days, you know. Let's go. I guess.
I'm not planning on dying. Are you?
No. Nobody's planning on dying.
Alright.
And we're going to start heading in.
Okay.
Alright, Vinny, let us know if you see anything or hear anything.
Before we leave, I want to look if Halftech is still with the other group. Like she's with them.
Good idea.
No,
She's with us.
you can't see her at the moment.
Why?
You better show yourself, because in a second you're not going to be able to see us either.
There's first silence, and then she steps out.
What are you doing here?
It's a good trick. Let's go. She's going to come with whether we want her to or not. She might as well stay somewhere relatively safe.
She jots out her
Are you kidding me?
her chin. It's like, like it's a kind of face that tells you, yeah, she's gonna come with you whether you want to or not.
Okay. So
If she gets injured or hurt or killed, that's not our responsibility. She's old enough to make that decision herself.
And we didn't consider that she might antagonize this blue woman by just being there.
Well,
she could risk the mission, and she could.
No. Again, we're all assuming that the nature spirit is angry at the people. That's not necessarily true. Vasa and Grasa are from the same tribe, and they quite happily talk to her.
That's true. I wasn't talking about anyone from the village. I was talking about her abrasive personality.
And
no
he's
offense.
a child.
I am not a child. I am grown.
Or I will send her back in a bag. Is that understood?
I am not a child. You know nothing about our people. I am a grown woman.
You don't behave like one.
You don't behave like a grown man either.
In my eyes, you are just a unruly teenager, so...
Alright. If we need to sacrifice someone, that's fine.
Squints.
I'm not taking responsibility of you, just so you know. You can tell this to your parents yourself, your mother, or whoever it is.
Good, because you're not my mother.
Deal with that afterwards.
Alright.
So for the next part, at least, it's going to require some relative quiet from everyone and stealth. Let's at least try not to disturb anything in the swamp. Deal?
Yeah.
Heftig nods.
Deal.
Just before we go in, on the ideas of someone's a little bit jumpy on the dice.
Pre-roll. It's really good.
Before we go in, as far as I am aware of what I have the ability to do, I can protect us from poison. I can remove poison if any of us isn't protected. And I can make us stealthier as a group to move.
Okay.
And then I've got all the usual stuff like the good berries, the limited healing, speaking with animals.
Could you make us stealthier?
It lasts for an hour, but if you remember, the Sturges were quite near the edge of the swamp. We weren't that far, so we can try and... I think the edge is where the kind of the annoying critters live, and deeper in is where the slightly more dangerous stuff is. So I'm saving it for a little bit further in.
Okay. Good idea. Taking a minute after this conversation, I'll just mentally communicate to Vinny, asking me if he can guide me, basically how he touched and moved my hair, if he could do the same for my body to help me be stealthy, since he's the stealth incarnate.
Yep. He pats you.
See if I can get a health advantage.
He will help you.
Darling.
So, are you doing anything to make them more stealthy, or are we just plain rolling? Jesus fucking Christ!
Rolling.
Samira is invisible.
Plain rolling. For
He
now.
really is stealth incarnate.
Presumably, we're going to be heading about 2 hours worth of a journey. So for the second hour, we're going to be stealthed with Pass Without Trace.
Keep in mind, at your usual speed, which you're traveling right now, you're traveling 1 mile per 20 minutes.
Okay. And roughly how many?
Roughly about
Little fog started appearing.
you.
Because I've been here before. How far in was the fog?
The
Fog
fog.
was about 3 miles in.
Yeah, the fog is about 2 miles in at this spot.
Yeah. So basically, when we hit the edge of the fog is when we're going to stealth.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. When we're going to use Pass Without Trace for stealth.
Okay.
So do they need to re-roll their stealth checks, or are we just adding 10?
They're adding 10 to the stealth check, so it's a 21 for Cassius, it's a 30 for Samira, it's a 29 for Halftech.
Hell yeah.
This fucking forest is throwing me
It's a
off.
36 for fucking Vieira.
6. I think if it's a group stealth check, I think
We
we
succeeded.
Also don't forget your Panther, because I assume he's somewhere there.
Yeah, but he gets advantage anyway, and plus 10. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I always forget to open up the sheet.
So. You cast Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah.
Let me...
36 for the Panther as well.
Didn't you say he had a plus 10? He has a plus 7 on here.
He has a plus 10,
yes, that's... You rolled a 26 total, 19 plus 7.
Yeah.
And the plus 10 from the Pass Without Trace.
Which is 36.
So 36.
So Vieira and the Panther
Same as
work, like, walk in tandem, basically.
Yeah. Which makes sense, we're kind of bound.
Yeah. But you can also see why you never hear Halftech, right? So...
Yeah, she's pretty stealthy too.
Yeah. She also
Every
moves...
so often I poke Cassius. Yeah, just in the ribs, just trying to tickle him. Like, poke
And this
and
is
go
why
back
its stealth
shadow.
check is so low, because every now and then there's just an oh!
Oh, yeah. It's
From
still
being
pretty
close
high,
to
by the way. It's
I'm trying to
21.
concentrate.
Yeah, 21 still pretty good. I mean, I do find it funny the rogue rolling the lowest, I have to say. But...
Yeah, that's why I'm doing this.
It's good that you find it funny.
I want to point out that the
Fuck
moment
the forest.
you step into the fog, visual perception checks, will be rolled with disadvantage. Right? I mean, nothing can jump you per se. It's not because it's day, right? So like nothing can appear all of a sudden next to you in that way. But at a distance, it's just white, right?
Yeah. My passive is still 13, which isn't bad.
Yeah. And that's for visual, right? For auditory, smell, it's still your normal.
I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm double disadvantage now.
Yeah. Samira's passive is like a 5, I think.
But it's okay. You can see that Halftech is actually like tilting her head to one side to the other, like very much. You can see that she's listening, and she also occasionally stops to sniff Right. The other thing that you will notice with this fog is that it's very moist and humid. It's like a warm blanket, warm, moist blanket. The vegetation seems to be brighter, more vivid, and bigger.
It's a green hag. Kidding.
There was a place mentioned with bigger animals, so should be that place. Cool. Cool.
I think this whole island is slightly different, isn't it? So the animals are slightly smarter, bigger, or
Right.
Very reassuring. Smart and bigger.
Heftig smirks. But yeah,
you're cutting out quite a lot, Shin.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I'm cutting up quite often.
Somebody using internet.
Shouldn't be. Wait, give me a second. Give me a moment.
Mhm.
I'll just check if the.
Once more.
I'll just check if Maya's computer is still on.
Just keep poking, even in the fog. You're the only one out of us three who didn't get a nat 20. What do you expect?
Rub it in.
As the roll?
As soon as we get into a fucking city, I'm gonna disappear. You'll never see me again.
Oh, never say never.
Fuck this forest. Fuck this 11.
I'll be right back. I'm just turning this off quickly.
I mean, worst things worse, you could be handling curbs.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
Well,
Certainly wasn't successful with that 4, was I? Crikey. Thankfully, at least it was still a 10. So
True.
it wasn't like
Exactly.
no, you find some plants. What did you expect to find when you went gathering herbs?
At least you didn't get boom. You know?
yep.
You
Okay,
specifically
at least I'm
told
finding
me
short
that you
mushrooms.
would not care about plants that are not specific to what you need, so you would ignore everything else. And technically,
Yeah,
you
I know.
find useful things, but I went by your instructions. So don't give me jib.
Not giving you jip. Did you finish sorting out the computer or
Yeah,
what?
yeah, I turned everything off. That should help. Okay. Where are we? Yeah, okay. So,
It's already sounding a bit
Good.
better, so, you know.
for the
So
first
yes, heading into the fog.
4 miles, you only deal with the fog. Occasionally, slithering away from you, you see various the creatures that you would expect. Occasionally, you see the crabs that shouldn't be this size, fish that shouldn't be this size, the occasional water snake that shouldn't be this size.
Oh.
Just constant mouthing of what the fuck.
Do we have some time?
I mean, you moved 20 minutes per.
Yeah, we're kind of searching through the swamp aimlessly. I could ritual cast speak with animals and ask them to show us the way.
What's got a ritual to do with anything?
Well, it would take time. That's all.
Oh.
It's a bit like when you summoned Vinny. It took quite a long time.
Oh, okay.
Like I could cast it quicker, but I can only do that so many times a day, I think.
Can you do that, but also keep us hidden?
No, but that's probably worn off by now anyway.
Okay.
I mean, it gives us some clue.
True.
I'm basically following you at this point, and I've no idea where we are.
I'm just everything is cotton around me. I don't. I'm still living around here, so go ahead.
So yeah, so I'll settle down for casting Speak with Animals. And just kind of looking around at the different animals around us, she's going to kind of draw patterns in the air to indicate the different animals she can see, the water snake, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then once she thinks it's finished, she will attempt to speak to the first creature she can see.
Okay, what you going for? Birdie, snake, crab?
First thing I can see.
Roll me a d4.
Snake. It's good. Three.
It's a bigger lizard.
That'll do.
You've seen these before the last few days. Not this thing is twice the size. They're usually like as big as your hand.
Presumably
Like
eats bugs.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Hi.
usually like I said, usually this type of like creature that you've seen is about like the size of from where your hand starts to the fingertips, right? That size. This one is like from your fingertips to your elbow, basically. So yeah, it looks at you and like does the tongue tasting air thing.
Presumably you can understand me.
And nod, like kind of you kind of see by the way it tilts his head that yes.
Do you know the way to the blue lady?
Tilts his head, does the like blinking with 4 eyelids.
The blue woman? The blue human? What did the old lady introduce herself as? She did tell us her name.
Seve?
Zeve. Yeah.
No, Zeve. No, Zeve.
Do you know the way to
No,
save her?
Yes. Everyone knows the way to Zeve.
Can you show me?
To get bugs?
You're still breaking up a lot.
Yeah.
I can't help it. It asks you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But we just don't know what you said.
Wait, let me just check quickly if I can change the server to something that doesn't break up.
Blue.
Yeah. Wait. Server. Apparently not while I'm streaming.
Okay. Unfortunate.
What, on Discord?
Yeah.
What are you streaming?
Funny. No, I cannot do it while in streamer mode on Discord.
Oh.
Maybe you can do it because you have admin rights. But I think that's not the issue.
Yeah, that implies I know where it is.
Something is slowing my computer down. It's actually super slow.
That might be why you're breaking up a bit.
Well, yeah. Because it's not BDO running in the background, so. Oh, because Google Chrome is running 7 processes? What? Yeah, that would explain it.
Google Chrome is a resource hog.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it was running like way more tabs than I was having open. Okay. Let me restart this.
We can hear you now.
Yeah, it was Chrome.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I gotta restart my game. Wow, Chrome is super slow. What the actual heck?
Works fine for me.
Yeah, it's great. That's helping me so much, my love. Thank you for letting me know.
What? You figured it out anyway.
Da, 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 da. Shinny, access key, join the game session. Sorry about this.
No worries.
And yes,
I had
it
my
it
bathroom
can
break,
can
so I'm just
show
making
you
sure.
it can show you the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you ask it how far it is?
Do you think a lizard's gonna know distance or time?
I don't know.
I had a very long conversation with a monkey about time.
If he just ate and then goes to her place, would he get hungry again?
I doubt it, because it's not going to take him days to get there.
Oh, I don't know about lizards. Don't ask me.
Yeah, they're a bit like snakes. They can eat quite a lot and then not eat for a while.
Okay.
I think the safe bet is that you can cross the entire island in a day, is what Seva told us. So we can't be that far.
But yeah, he can show you the direction, and he actually lifts a foot that points you in the direction. It's straight east from you.
How far? Until sunset? Quicker? Shorter? Longer?
He pauses and goes, sunset?
Maybe sun dark.
Sun dark?
Blue thing.
Blue light?
No.
Or
Sooner.
red light? Sooner. Good. Can you show me how fast you walk? And I'm going to walk alongside it to match speed.
I mean, he's like, let me check how fast a wizard walks. Lizard walk.
A wizard?
A wizard, yes, a wizard, Harry.
Wizard lizard.
Depends on whether he's got teleport memorized or not.
A lizard walks at 20
That's it.
feet.
My next character's a lizard.
20 feet.
Who caused Blizzard?
He's slower than you are. Way.
Yeah.
Luckily,
He's
there's
about
a
half
race
as
for
slow.
that already.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yep. It's also Skabet, but you know.
Thank you. And
He comes back to you, opens his mouth.
Day. What do I have that's food for a lizard? Yeah, jump in.
What do lizards eat?
Flies, mosquitoes, stuff like that.
Bugs. Ah.
Yeah, bugs. I've got a very stale sturge.
Ah.
You're welcome to it. And I pull out a sturge that's half the size of his body. So I'm not gonna.
He
drop
grabs
it. In his
it.
Mouth.
He bites into
it. It from my hand.
Yeah,
and
yeah, basically dragging it backwards away from you.
Yeah.
It's thick.
Weren't we going to use this for like alchemy stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Not anymore.
It seems like they're a favorite food source on this island.
Should we get some more?
Good coin in the city, because the city folk won't want to come all the way out here.
So we should get more.
It's probably a good idea to get some more. I mean, they were nasty little bloodsuckers, but they might be worth. One thing that we have to consider
can bugs
is
see
that
shadow. Because I know you. Okay.
Well, we can think
Even
about
under them.
We can think about that later. I don't think we want to go hunting for bugs now. And maybe don't take
No.
me while hunting for bugs, because I'm just gonna vaporize them.
Okay.
But are you? Like, yes, you shattered, or you exploded some of them, didn't you? But you hit me with something completely different yesterday.
Yeah.
So, are there other things you can throw? Or is it just that you haven't practiced, or is it more of just a you don't know and it's a gut reaction, I open up my arms and voila?
More or less that. And I think if I can do anything on purpose, I don't want to fight bugs. I'm just gonna vaporize them because I don't like bugs.
Seems fair. I wonder if I could turn into a frog.
Or maybe like the big one we saw in the thing.
Maybe.
Let's focus.
Find that out.
Focus.
Yes. We're walking and talking, so to speak. So we're heading east while this conversation's happening.
Okay.
But
Next.
to answer your question, no, that doesn't break pass without trace either. So
Your pass without
because
trace
it's not
expired.
a concentration.
It's been an hour.
Yeah, I know, but if I were to do two of them, they wouldn't break each other.
No.
Speak with animals isn't concentration. Neither is pass without trace.
The next hour, as you start walking into the next area, something changes. It seems almost like the fog grows denser, but you start noticing that the plant life starts grabbing at your feet, which is not capturing you, but it's magically slowing you down. You're at half speed. The next mile takes you twice as long as normal.
And stick close to Samira.
I don't like this. I'm gonna if anything goes into attacking position, sort of, I'm just at the hair's edge to pop the armor back at this.
It's like, this place seems to actively hinder people getting closer. Cassius, roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Fuck.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
You're fine.
Pretty good, man.
Nothing's happening. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't.
See, you don't know what's
Otherwise,
happening. Shush.
Do I feel something weird? Like,
Nope.
or no? Okay.
No,
Okay.
no, you don't feel anything weird.
Just your personal bubble being invaded by plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Disgusting. Okay.
So yeah, you finally, in the distance, after almost an entire hour, start seeing something in the fog. A structure, a hut.
Wait.
So, how are we going to do this?
I imagine if we try and sneak up as intruders, we'll probably be seen as intruders.
No, that's a bad idea. I think also, considering where we are and what this woman might be, I think it's smart if you talk, Viera.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because
I was the non-talkative cat last time.
yeah, true.
I am okay with meddling a little bit, but I really think you should take the front here.
Yeah, I seem to rub off on these people wrongly, but
yeah, I'm happy to lead. But before we head in,
should we prepare for a potential fight or just go completely peacefully?
I would like to go peacefully, but at the same time, we should always prepare for a potential fight because we don't know if anything is going to happen or not.
As soon as you say that, like you've seen before, the ice crystal starts to gather again, and Amorphagus goes off for an hour.
For an hour.
For
Like
an
basically,
hour.
it looks like
Error.
she's drawing the mist to her, condensing it around her into, and then it like freezes.
Yeah, and since it's still just second level, it's not that obvious. It's very much just tiny little spikes, like on her shoulders, and otherwise it's just as if she has a frost gathered on her.
Yep.
Huh.
And while you're doing that, Vera's just gonna turn around and look at Cassius and say, "Here's me asking permission. Do you want to be protected from poison?"
Yes.
Stand still. And she'll begin casting, and then kind of, with her eyes closed, she's just focusing on all the different antitoxin herbs that there are that perform the same sort of thing, and kind of draws it into, almost kind of drawing it down her veins into her fingers, and then reaches out and kind of blesses Cassius. And you get protection from poison.
Okay.
Which, for the next hour, you get advantage on saving throws against poison condition, and you get resistance to poison damage as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
And then Vera will turn to Samira. I assume you want the same?
If it wouldn't exhaust you too much, then yes, it would be very helpful.
I can do it a number of times, so you should be fine.
You do yourself as well?
Oh, yes.
And her?
I'm gonna go with no for her, and if she gets poisoned, then I can cure it on anyone. So
Heftik will squint and go, I can handle myself.
If you have an antitoxin potion, that will do the same.
I do. Considering I showed you how to make it.
Yes, but being prepared and having some is a different story.
She pats a pouch at her belt.
Good. In which case, you're fine. So I will do protection from poison on Samira, Cassius, and myself.
Are you guys stealthing?
No.
No.
We're just gonna walk over because she said to come and visit her north from where we first met her if we needed to.
Okay.
So we are taking her up on that offer.
So
mental link towards Vinny. Thank you for your help, but now keep an eye out for anything strange.
He will pat your back.
So yeah, a second pair of eyes.
So to describe what you're seeing from the front, it looks very much like a hut on stilts. Not very different from the buildings from the village, right? It both looks out of place and kind of like it belongs here at the same time. And it's in the dead set in the middle of an area without any islands or trees around it. It's like basically like almost like a lake, but it's shallow water, right? I will put you on the top-down view of it.
AKA the battle map.
Only if you fight.
Yeah.
It's loading for me.
Oof. Wait, is this the correct one? Oh damn, it is. Okay, this is huge. I thought we were at the ocean.
No, it's huge. Is that water
geez.
actually moving, like a maelstrom moving, or?
Roll me a perception check. Actually, no, 18 would, yeah, it is actually, I mean, you're not there yet, but you can see it's like
You can see
slowly,
the current
yeah,
turning.
it's very slow, right?
Mhm.
Let me put,
Do we need a Heftex and the Panthers token as well
yeah,
on
yeah,
the map?
I'm working
Do you
on
know
it.
where they are?
Oh, yes.
Pets, oh yeah, you have your pet, okay.
I can drag my pet, yeah.
Yeah, we'll drag Heftek.
Medium-sized. Good to know.
Panther, yeah, he's medium-sized.
Thought maybe this island would make him huge.
No, medium's still big though. He's still like 8 feet long, nose to tail. So he's not
Still
small
can't ride
by
him.
any stretch. Yes, I can.
Vinny can ride him.
Winnie can ride everyone.
Yeah, true.
You forget I can make myself into a small creature and then climb on his back.
Okay, I have Heftek. Awesome. Let me just adjust the screen. Okay, proceed.
Well, presumably me in front.
Mm-hmm.
And why is it just called Panther and not the actual name?
Because I didn't update the token, that's why. So you can ask me these questions.
Okay.
Stop moving.
Yep.
Stop.
You said proceed, so I proceeded.
I'm just adjusting the freaking token. So it's not Panther.
Wasn't that important?
There you go. You are not stealthing, right?
Presumably wall of barbs.
Not barbs, it's roots.
Okay. It looks like thorny barb.
Yes.
Well,
I
that's fine.
already said that on the first time you were on the battle map in the swamp. It's like, yeah, that's the best I could do.
Well, I'm not assuming anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the same or not.
The water at the shore is
The water's edge.
is like already hip deep, right? By the time very quickly, like good 10 feet off the shore, it gets to chest high. You are not fast here, and you still have the plant life in the water slowing you down, so you're at half speed.
Would the water movement and everything, how it's behaving, look natural to me, or like weird magic
No,
shit?
it doesn't look natural at all. There's no
Can we
clear
see any
source.
boats from here at all?
No.
Should we maybe call over to her?
I don't want to step in there without knowing what's gonna happen to them.
Yeah.
Calling for it's better, in my opinion.
Well, can you make my voice louder, Cassius? Like you made yours louder, or can you only do yours?
I think I can only do myself. And people said I was too loud.
Yeah,
maybe it might.
I don't think you want to be rude and startle any animals if this is a nature spirit.
Yeah.
It's a water spirit.
I mean, I can do it, but it's going to be loud as fuck.
Maybe just try calling out normally first.
turn around and call out. Siva? Was that her name? Siva? It was close.
Like
Siva?
Rewe.
I don't
Siva.
know. It's strange. It's celestial kind of, isn't it? Wasn't she speaking celestial when we first met her?
She could speak
And then she changed to common.
as well.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a giant crab.
Yeah,
Is that the same one? Perception check.
Yeah, do roll me a perception check.
I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to see a difference between one crab and the other.
Yeah, no.
It's the same crab.
25.
It's the same crab, yeah. It popped out from underneath where the stilts were, like dove up, and like basically is looking at you with its stilty eyes.
I'll wave over. Hello. Do you think the old woman was actually the crab?
It lifts up.
No, they were there at the same time.
It lifts up one of the pincers and goes snap, snap. It doesn't look threatening. I mean, at least not to you.
That crab was like 5 feet across at least, wasn't it?
This crab is 10 feet across.
Yeah. So it could carry 2 of us at a time. Maybe that's how we get there.
Oh, it's still staying there, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you ask if she's here?
I mean, I could talk to the crab instantly, or I could take some time to talk to the crab.
Is Siva here? And I shout.
And as if to answer that, you can see the door opening, right? And
I heard a door.
Door sound effect, yeah.
Yeah. And out comes Siva and comes up to the ladder, right? And then looks across. And it's the old woman that you saw that first night you arrived. And she kind of waves at you. Scaring the animals away!
See? Too loud.
Yeah, we're trying not to. Can we come over there? And she'll motion it without actually shouting across the whole lake.
And Xavier will like come down a few like steps of the ladder and kind of pat the crab, and the crab will go over, pick up one of the crates it's like floating, and kind of start like shuffling it over to you.
Pushing it?
Yeah, there is one person that can fit on the crate.
Take it, I go first?
Yep.
I'll get on the crate. Precariously. And then sit down.
Okay. Follow the crab. It will take you over to the ladder.
That was the fastest swimming I've ever done.
And then it will come back for the next person.
And I will climb up onto the ladder.
I'll go
It's
next.
gonna be a very cramped house.
And yeah, you can make your way over. It's basically gonna be this, right?
Yeah.
Awkward silence between me and
Half-tech
Half-tech
in the meantime will actually roll stealth and disappear in the background. Let me just see. Yeah, she gone.
Fine by me.
And then the crab will go floaty down and is gone beneath the housey. When you arrive up on the porch, there's two You can go up on the porch. If you slide underneath the roof, it will vanish.
Ooh, ooh, ooh! This is fancy. I love that.
Oh, very cool.
I see.
Yeah.
I was just like, there's a roof.
Yeah. There's two. How do you call them? The hanging bed things. That my brain just stopped. Sorry.
Hammocks.
Hammocks. Yeah. There's two hammocks outside, and in each one of them, there's a woman. You will recognize Grasa and Vasa sleeping, seemingly peacefully.
Do they look like they're sleeping normally, like normal eye movement and everything, or just?
They
unconscious,
look
knocked
like
out?
they're sleeping normally.
Okay.
May we come in?
Yes, I'm making tea. Sit down, and she kind of motions to the corner on the bottom. You have like two benches there. Keep in mind, you're actually not 5 feet wide, right? Your token is 5 feet wide.
Yes. That's fine.
Good day.
I will scoot around, or to the middle, wherever. You said that if we wanted to come and talk to you, to come and find you north of where we saw you, so we've come to talk to you.
Cassius is standing, or where? Like, because that's a shelf where you are.
Oh, sorry.
Sitting on a shelf at the moment. Yeah, just above me is the edge
Yeah.
of the bench.
Yeah, there.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Are you closing the door?
Do I also have to close? Jesus.
Click on it. I wonder if you sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was waiting for that.
Wow, amazing. Okay, I'm not gonna spam it, sorry.
Wow.
Just fucking with the door.
Like, wow, this door opens and closes. We haven't seen a door in weeks.
I mean, not in this world.
No.
Oh my god.
Not in this world. Do doors work the same?
They work the same way. You open it, it opens. It's amazing.
It's not going like from top to bottom instead of sideways. Instead of sideways, it just goes to the floor.
Okay, so it's like doors, you know?
Yes. So sorry, we're amused by the smallest of things sometimes. It's the first door we've seen since we got here. So
she will pour each of you a mug. Like it looks like a clay mug, right? Normal, with very pleasant smelling herb tea, and put it in front of you. And from the same container, she will also pour herself, and then sip it and look at you. Like, yeah, you've come here to visit.
So, well, to visit and to talk. There's a lot of strange things happening in the village that you directed us to, and some of it, or all of it, mostly concerns you, I think. Some of the children have been drawing pictures of a blue woman, which we've come to realize is reference to yourself. Some of them are drawn well, with you being beneficial and nice. Some of them are drawn nasty, where you're doing bad things to people. Almost like a good and an evil fairy.
She kind of chuckles. I'm curious, what are the bad things drawn that I've been doing?
Well, not that you've been doing. You've just been drawn as either a good spirit or a bad spirit. And Vasa and Grasa are obviously sitting outside sleeping right now. And
yeah, poor things need to rest.
Bleeding? Was it Vasa who came back to who was found bleeding?
That was most unfortunate, but it needed to be done. So, what is the reason of you?
To be done?
What is the reason of your visit?
Well, there's lots of reasons for our visit. first of all, there's been talk about a storm coming.
Yes.
I think is the most pressing concern, and that some of the things the villagers have done, like draining the lake for their plantation fields, may make the storm do more damage than it used to do. So we're kind of here to see if we can help reduce that damage, but also there's a lot of strange things been going on in the village where villagers have been poisoned or Vasa was found bleeding out, and kind of through various means we've managed to assist the village. But at the same time it's raising questions of what's happening, what's going on, why is it happening? And the chief of the village is waiting at the river because in the past few days we found out that their people used to speak to the spirits, and a lot of what they learned and how they learned to survive came from the spirits teaching them to survive. And for a long time the village haven't spoken to the spirits. We understand you are a spirit. Nature spirit, water spirit? Nobody can quite agree.
It's in the name, dear. Lake. Z.
Lake spirit.
Oh, makes sense.
Makes sense, yes. Lake spirit has also been mentioned. Did this used to be your lake, or did the plantation fields used to be your lake?
The fields used to be a very wide, shallow, very beautiful lake.
I understand, and not to kind of gloss over that, but this storm that's coming that you know something about is going to cause a lot of destruction.
Once in a while, my sister comes through. She comes through every year, and the wind is tolerable. But once in a while she gets playful, and that doesn't happen very often, but it is one of those times when she does get playful, and when she gets playful things happen, and it's been a long time since that happened, and usually the trees would direct the storm into the lake and it would pass, but the lake is no more and the trees have grown thinner.
Thinner. So they used to be more populous on the other side of the river?
Yes, down.
Okay. So are the trees okay on this side of the river because they've stayed away from this side?
Yes.
So they've been cutting trees down?
They
unintentionally?
Intentionally, as creatures as they are, they need to build shelter and live.
Of course, but I don't think they need to cut down that many trees, do they?
There weren't that many trees in that place to begin with, and they didn't know.
Okay, so is there anything we can do? I mean, trees take a very long time to grow. Is there anything we can do to help this whole situation? Do you want your lake back?
I made a bargain with two of the women. They're outside. Good creatures as they are, they did promise not to tell. And I promised to help because I made the bargain with their ancestors. They took the lake, and I will take in order to help this situation, because there are creatures of this island in the end, and me and my sisters do care enough to want to protect them. Nobody will be served if the creatures that live here and have lived here for very long are harmed and need to move elsewhere, and somebody else might come here and then live here.
what are you planning to take to even things out?
We need to grow a forest in a very short amount of time that takes essence, life essence. And we made a bargain. And
So
that bargain,
they're giving themselves up.
we were picky. We were choosing the strongest of the tribe, which are the men.
Chieftain with the prowess.
No, that was an unfortunate accident. She got a bit too curious, and Grasa panicked and threw a patch of the herbs I'm using to make the process gentler on the man, because I have promised not to harm them. And she would have been in the way, so I gave them herbs to keep her sleeping until we're done. Unfortunately, they gave the herbs to the entire village, or a good part of them. That was unfortunate.
Can I ask something? So you made the deal with Rasa and Grasa. Why didn't you ask the entire village for their help? If they are ultimately going to benefit from protection against the storm, why would they not want to know?
Misunderstandings happened in the past. It is not the first time that a speaking kind on two legs have misunderstood what I am doing. They are simple creatures, and they could have misunderstood, and I don't have the time to wait for them to understand and come around. The process is taxing on the mind, and some of them might have thought it evil.
So these men that you're taking, are they going to live or are they going to die?
They will be fine. I promised not to hurt anyone permanently, and I will keep my promise.
So the life essence that you need to power this it's temporary? They go into like a sleep instead?
No, I make them sleep so they don't remember the pain of me draining it.
Can I ask why do you need to drain it? Does it have to come from somewhere?
Yes. Whatever we do, whatever abilities we have in this world, we cannot just take from nothing. It has to come from somewhere. If I need to create life, I need to take life. I myself am not powerful enough, so I made the pact, and the three of us made it possible to convert one essence into the other.
But going forward in the future, in a way of not taking this essence, if the village were to help you by making sure that the trees on the other side stay grown and healthy,
In the
and
future,
that becomes part of their charge.
In the future, it will be fine. The immediate danger is what worries me.
Well, you say that, but if in the future the village decide to chop down more trees because they need more places to live, then that's not going to help you again, and you're going to be in the same position again, aren't you? Needing to plant a forest quickly.
Well, this is why I made the deal with the two women, and they will make sure that their tribe knows better. And she kind of waves at you, like, drink up, and takes another sip. It is not poisoned.
How long do you have left to grow these trees?
It is difficult to say. I've been sensing her presence. It could be days, maybe weeks. It is probably sooner rather than later. It is why we were getting desperate, and Vasa volunteered, so did Grasa, and I had to drain more than I would have usually taken from the men, and the females are weaker. It is why Vasa ended up the way she did. I made sure that her people would find her and she was taken care of.
Is that not something you could have dealt with?
I cannot heal. And I need every bit of life energy that I'm getting to grow the trees in that place.
How much more do you need? Do you need to drain more of them?
Yes. I cannot give you exact measurements. I just know. It is the first time I'm doing something on this scale.
No, of course. It was just a simple question, but
would you be willing to talk with people to see if the men could volunteer so you can get more faster? If there's a time limit like that, they should be open to helping themselves survive the storm.
And just speaking, I mean, one of the things they did voice was that they haven't spoken to the spirits in a long time. And that is something that they wanted to change. So it sounds like, certainly from the villagers' perspective, they want to work together. For all that you say that they're young and quick to judge. Clearly there's two here from the village who aren't quick to judge, and they're here to help. It's safe to assume that if you explain your reasons, the rest of the village would want to help too.
And what if they don't? Will you give the life essence necessary to protect?
Well, if they don't, then I think you can just continue on as you have done before. They didn't do it willingly before, anyways.
They don't come out into the forest anymore the last few days, and she kind of squints at all of you.
Well, you have been going into the village, right? Otherwise, how could the children have seen you?
It is
What were you
easier
doing
to
then?
separate the men when they're out and hunting and on their own. I'm not strong to fight an entire village.
You don't need to fight. It sounds to me like you're assuming the villagers will not want to help. And if we've learned anything from the villagers in the few days we've been there, it's that they revered the nature spirits and that they are sad that they no longer talk to you, and they are confused as to why they no longer talk to you.
they were even envious because you would talk to us and not to them.
Correct, yeah. They were almost jealous that you spoke to us and we mentioned it, and that they have never been spoken to. And they were kind of confused as to why you would choose to speak to us and not them.
You were in my side of the swamp. They weren't.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, and it's something as simple as that. I think for a long time they have come to see this part of the swamp as dangerous, so they do not come here for that reason. And you choose not to go to their side for reasons. So you have remained kind of separated from each other.
I miss
Almost
my lake,
unwilling.
and I am not too keen on them draining me. But things change. They changed from before. They change again.
But what if they were to re-establish a lake on that side and give up a little of their land?
That was the deal already made. The storm will be redirected. If I have enough, I can redirect it, I can guide it, and that corner will be my home again.
Sorry, I'm confused. What deal was made?
the pact I made with the two women.
Mm-hmm.
I will redirect the storm in a way where it will rebuild a corner of the fields into a lake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That sounds like a good win for both sides.
But then would the villagers not just drain it again?
Not if we tell them that's the deal, and that's part of. I mean, they want to re-establish communication with the spirits.
Mm-hmm.
So
Part
then
of that agreement is honoring that lake stays as a lake, and surely their fields need water anyway. They could build it in such a way that the river flows into the lake and back out again to cultivate their crops.
And I think if they know beforehand, then they could make sure there's no damage done to the field that will become a lake and nothing is lost. That would smooth
they
over
can prepare.
some.
They can move some of the crops.
Well,
Exactly.
since you have already meddled so much, will you then be the speaker between me and the village?
Of course. Yes, of course. I'm more than happy.
Since it is because of you that they are now doubting and being suspicious.
Well, yes.
They were before. They were
No, they
not happy
weren't.
with this. They were not happy with the situation. They
That
were asking us for help.
situation was partially to do their own doing. They drained the lake. They drained the nesting grounds of the fish they hunt. The fish didn't have any more nesting grounds, so they didn't have any more fish. The infertility was on me. That is, I admit that, but that is only temporary.
Is that a herb?
No,
Personal curiosity.
that is me draining the life essence from the man.
I see.
It is why we chose to drain it from the men, because with the women it might have become permanent.
So you would prefer not to have any contact with any one person from the village?
It is not good for them to be friends with one of us. Not with the tieflings on the island.
Tieflings?
They call them the horned people, yes, as they call them. Not the ones that live on the island, we are not worried about them, but the ones that come here every season and travel through. We cannot be known. We protect this place. We have to stay here, and the heroes' money are safe, and the horn money who live here are safe. If anyone else comes here, it will not be safe.
So we can tell that any contact with spirit is likely not to happen. So
it is better for them.
If they know that it's for their own good, then I'm sure they won't be as lost without it as they were beforehand.
If anyone would find out that they're still friends with powerful spirits, people would come, people would ask, people would try to use it.
Is that unusual then for this world, for spirits to be talking to people like yourself?
We stay back. It depends on what type of spirit. Some are mischievous, some are darker, some are hungrier, some have other purposes. Some are not as close to nature as me and my sisters are, but we are the guardians of this island and we have to guard it.
So are there spirits like you in the other places outside of this island?
Many.
Presumably
no one knows they
spirits of
exist.
anything.
Some would know. I haven't spoken to the others. I only know of my sisters, and even they don't talk to me anymore.
How many sisters do you have?
2.
Okay.
It is the spirit of the island. The 3 of us. I protect the water and the lakes and the swamp. And my sister protects the mountain and the caves. And the final one protects the creatures and the forests.
Are they like you in the sense that they have a humanoid form as well, or do they take different forms?
We can take different forms. I've been stuck a bit in this one. This is the most I can do to look not as dangerous. Unfortunately, some of the children have seen me. I did not mean to scare them. She kind of looks unhappy about it.
Okay. So you said you wanted us to be a speaker for you.
You will leave this island. You're strangers, you're outsiders.
We will.
Mm-hmm.
And you will leave. And as such, there's no more left then who's here and a friend to the spirit that might be used against us.
What about the two outside?
Which two outsiders?
No,
Versa.
the two outside. What's the Angrasa?
Oh, but I will make them forget. That is part of the pact that we already made. I'm not forcing them into it.
Is it something like you do with magic, or are there herbs?
Herbs.
That you use?
There are herbs for that. If nobody meddles, she kind of gives a pointy look to Viera, the effects become permanent.
Well,
I was just healing them. I didn't realize that there was something else going on. So you'll have to forgive me that slight.
Misunderstandings happen, but that misunderstanding caused them to be more distrustful, which is not helpful in this situation.
Sure, of course. Well, now we know the second half of the story. We know what's going on and why. That's the more important part. Now we can do something to help. So, what is it you need us to do?
I need one of the men, maybe two, each day.
And the infertility, can that be stopped? If they supply 3, can you not train as much?
We lost several days. I have to make up for the time.
How many days do these men have to recover before you can use them again?
They should be fine in a few months.
Months.
mm. And where
So-
should they meet you? Should they trek here, or is there a location?
It would be faster and easier if they meet me down from the village where the trees grow sparse, where there is only sand. I can move there. I can collect. And when I feel like I have enough, I will redirect the storm.
Anything else we should communicate?
They will need to forget. It doesn't feel good. It would leave them permanently, potentially scarred mentally, experiencing that. It is like dying, but worse.
Okay.
Okay.
I promised the ancestors that I would help them. And I keep promises.
Is there anything we can do to help you?
Yes, you can make a bargain like the hero's money did, and you have to make the promise that you will never use the knowledge against any of the spirits on this island.
You don't have to worry about that. I'm probably the biggest advocate for nature you will find.
I will not have to worry if you make a promise.
I have no problem promising that.
You are not from this world. I cannot tell. My sisters have the ability to look, but there is something odd about you.
Yes. We were brought here. Or rather, we sought to travel here.
Who brought you here?
It's not a who, it's more a where. We sought out a tower in our world that had the means to bring us through if we succeeded some challenges. And obviously we succeeded.
Who guided you into this world, child?
I think you know the answer to that question already.
There's multiple options. Tell me.
I'm curious what the options are first. I will tell you. If you tell me what the options are.
She chuckles. Do you want more tea? Oh, by the way, Viera, you can tell, by the way, because you have herbalism, this is normal herb tea. Like, you know, nothing bad.
Oh, Cassius has been drinking it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Same.
It's really tasty, right?
I would prefer it if you showed me how to make it so that I could make it myself.
Well, then she like starts pointing, like, take that jar and that jar and that jar. It's like she's like starts instructing you how to brew the tea on the fireplace.
Quick lesson in herbal tea.
Yeah.
101.
And it's like they do have some effect, right? It's like calming, but nothing like it's not a drug, right?
Yeah, it's not
It's like
magical. Or
yeah,
anything
it's
like
like
that,
it's like drinking Saint Worf's tea, you know. That's kind of like
Chamomile.
chamomile, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. It's a relaxing drink.
It's like a mixture between chamomile and mint, and with some sweetness in there as well. Because she has sugarcane sticks.
Yes. So, yeah, I will brew the tea for her under her instruction.
Okay. She will also go out and basically take from the table a piece of like a whole fish, Just slap it on a plate and go out and put it in front of your panther.
Oh, he'll like that. Not gonna lie, I can smell that fish from here.
Yeah, and she will come back inside. It's like, my sister is more fond of those creatures.
I understand there are not many of them left.
No, they left a long time ago.
So they've gone somewhere else.
They became more, just like the hero's money did.
Oh.
And they were bored, so they left.
Oh.
So why isn't he like the hero's money?
Not all of them changed. Some of them liked to be this way. But the creatures on this island have been influenced and are smarter than elsewhere.
That's obviously something unique to this island.
Well, depending on who guided you into this world, I can perhaps tell you about it.
Once I know what the options are, I might need a refresher.
There is the mother. There is the father. There are our brothers and sisters, the elementals. The mantle of fire, the mantle of earth, the mantle of water. She kind of like smiles warmly at that. And the mantle of wind, the sister that will cause the storm. A playful thing. Has quite a temper.
I assume she creates the storm for a reason. It does something.
She gets bored.
Oh, is it just that?
It's a side effect. She doesn't do it on purpose. She doesn't cause destruction because she wants to.
Yeah.
When she plays, the elemental creatures follow. And some of those elemental creatures are big and destructive and not evil, but the side effects are bad.
Natural, you might say.
Yes and no. It's complicated.
Chaos.
And there's the mantle of life and the mantle of death. The mantle of life changed. I like the old one better. The new one is playful. Not necessarily in a good way.
If you describe them as young, I'm not surprised. So the mantles can change. Is that somebody assuming their power, or is that...
Well, this is something you would have to ask them. This is above our understanding. They don't always talk to us lesser spirits.
Why did the mantle of life change?
Well, you would have to ask Tiffany that.
Oh.
Tiffany?
That's what she calls herself. I've seen her maybe once or twice. She likes to wander the forests.
She likes to wander the deserts too.
I would not know of a desert in this place.
Big sandy place, as far as the eye can see.
Oh, I know what it is. It's just that I don't think that there is one here. Because here used not to be here.
But yes, Tiffany was technically the one who guided me through my challenges. Though they were not the first person I was introduced to.
Well, considering you can shift into animals, I'm not surprised. That would fit. That is her purview.
Well, I couldn't shift before I met her.
You are not the first ones who come here. We call you outsiders or travelers. It happens. It's rare. I have never seen one in here, but it hasn't been that long that we have been here.
But you know of us from other...
All the spirits know of you. And as far as I remember, although my memory is a bit dodgy, has been a while, the powerful ones will know where you are already. Not that they will care.
The powerful outsiders?
No,
Do you mean
spirits.
You call yourself a lesser spirit, so you mean greater ones? Like the mantles?
Yes. You see, all of us, the spirits, we are physical manifestations of the things we guard. Personifications. I am the swamp now. My sister is the island forest, and my other sister is the island mountain for this island. Other spirits are other forms, depending on what they became.
Or what their essence is, I guess. What it is they are and what they protect.
The mantles are the things that everything else is made of.
Yeah, so a more generalized kind of spirit of water everywhere, rather than in one place.
The Mantle of Water is my mother. And the mother of all the spirits of water.
But you also mentioned a mother in general.
The mother of everything. The mother of all. The mother of the sun. And she kind of like motions above.
And the father of what?
Everything, I guess.
The mother and father of all.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so between them, did they create the sun?
He was their child, yes. Or so the story goes. We are not old enough to remember that time.
Do you know a spirit that is enveloped by crystal?
She kind of leans, like she comes closer to you. And leans in.
Shift back a little bit, like.
Yeah. And takes like a deep. She sniffs you, like full on sniffs you. And then she bares her teeth, and as she steps back, her entire form shifts. Like basically that face that she has like peels away to reveal what is beneath. Cassis, what you safely can assume was an illusion, right? Mm-hmm. And her skin is like dry, cracked mud. Like one look at her and you can see a lake dried out.
Is it only Cassius that sees this?
No, all of you. And you can also tell that if the skin wasn't dried out and cracked and the hair basically bleached, right? Sun bleached almost, right? She would probably not look that old, actually. She would probably look as young as Viera, potentially. And she, like, huffs.
Smelled something you don't like, I take it.
Well, I smelled the reason why we're here to begin with, and we have to guard this island.
Oh?
What are you talking about? What did you smell?
Power. And traces of Tiffany. And she kind of inhales again and then calms down. And the illusion comes back over her.
See, Cassius is kind of like standing there with his hands like up in the non-threatening way, and he just then kind of just like leans against the wall and just doesn't say anything.
Is that bad? Did he smell like this?
It is. Whether it's good or bad depends on how you view it.
Depends on how he uses it, I think. Is it more of a case of it's like raw power, which isn't necessarily good or bad? But if it's used for bad reasons, then it becomes bad?
What have you been told about the history of this island?
Nothing.
Not
Nothing much. Heroes Money don't have much recollection outside of
About 300 or 400 years ago, they became deer people rather than just deer.
And there was a darkness beforehand?
There was a darkness before that, though. where the creatures were more vicious, were more bloodthirsty. Other than that, kind of, they told us about the Horn Manny coming, and they set up kind of a trade with them to do they produce the food, the Horn Manny. I don't know what the Horn Manny provide them. We never asked that question.
Metal and things like that, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Metal tools and things like that. Simple barter system, I think. But apart from that, the Hormani that we've been staying with prefer to live a more natural existence, trying to coexist.
It is why we prefer them on this island. A long time ago, as you said, 400 years ago, time doesn't mean much to us. The father needed to order things, as he orders occasionally. We were tasked to guard a part of that order. There was a brief time, I think you would call it years, where he had to lock everything down in order to arrange things better, more secure, more orderly, to make things easier, safer. It was dark, it was cold, and we huddled together and we guarded. And then there was the red light one day, and there was this smell, this stench of power, unnatural, and she kind of glares at Cassius, right? And it's not like against Cassius, it's like clearly against the scent that she smells, right? And then the earth broke and shattered, and we did our best. And then we were here with the red light and the sun, and with no more sky and no more stars and no more moons, only the sun, but smaller.
So there was a night sky here.
A long time ago. We haven't seen it in a very long time. Now there is the sun above, and he grows weaker, and he grows stronger, and he grows angry, and we cannot help him. We have to endure, and we have to keep guarding.
When he grows angry, is that when the red light returns?
Yes.
The darkness.
We don't do well during that time. Some of us lose ourselves and become angry as well.
Was that red light in the form of eyes?
No. It was the sun turning red, being angry.
The power, the red light that came with the power scent.
Yes.
Look at Samira.
The ones who aren't supposed to be here.
The traceless, he'd called them.
I know nothing about that. If you want to know more, you will have to find him and talk to him, since he hasn't bothered showing up, since he gave us the task of guarding his little precious.
How do we find him?
In places that he is worshipped in. Holy places. The two-legged creatures would call it, I assume. Although I don't think you will find a place of worship to him on this island. They have been torn down.
Is he worshipped as a father, as the name of father? Or
Nobody worships their father anymore.
think the more important task at hand is for us to return to the chief and tell them... Is there anything else they can do to help, like plant new trees anyway?
They have to stop cutting down trees in certain areas. And I will tell you which ones they are.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we will make sure that they treat them as kind of sacred trees. That way they will never cut them down for generations, rather than forget within a generation.
And they have to keep going and persevering as they have. The island needs to stay peaceful, because that makes our work easier. It cannot fall into the wrong hands. Ever.
Okay. That promise you would ask of us, would that make us forget as well?
No.
We're outsiders, we don't need to forget.
You just have to promise never to use your knowledge for the worse, and you have to promise not to talk of this outside the island.
Even to each other?
You can talk to each other, but you have to
Just
be
not to
careful. There
Not to share it.
are two-legged creatures out there who would do anything to take hold of one of the pieces that we guard.
Oh.
What would they use it for? Power, I assume.
It could be used for anything. It made this island what it is. It made the animals smarter. It turned eventually the cats and the deer into talking creatures on two legs.
Well, I promise not to speak of this outside. Not to share or use my knowledge.
Yes, I promise not to share this knowledge with others or use it against this island.
I promise not to share knowledge of this outside of this island.
There's a brief... Cassius, you know this, and actually you guys start to recognize, because that static electricity building for a brief moment, and you feel almost like something changing inside of you, right? And then it's like almost like from somewhere, like you just hear the clack of like a little stone pebble landing on the floor, and as you look in the direction, it's like a little round stone, like half an inch, like a pearl, and she goes over and picks it up. Very well. If you break your promise, I will know.
One last question before we leave. Being a lake spirit, would you happen to know anywhere we could get a pearl from?
She just like simply like reaches for one of the boxes on the shelf and like puts it on the table and opens it up, and you have like a whole bunch of pearls in there, black and white ones.
Is it possible for us to keep one of those pearls?
Yes. I don't use them.
We'd be very grateful.
Pick one.
Biera just turns and cocks her head to Cassius.
Walk up to the box, like keeping as far away from Sabre as possible while I'll do it. And I will pick one that I think is worth 100 gold.
You can add 100 gold pearl, to your inventory.
A nice black one.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Are you hungry? Actually, you are, because you haven't eaten anything since breakfast. It's like way lunchtime. Way past lunchtime, actually.
We can hunt our own food if needs be.
And we should make our way back to deliver a message.
Yeah, I think we should get this started sooner rather than later with the storm coming.
It sounds like you need all the time you can get anyway, so we won't take up any more of it.
It will be easier if you make it sound like there's no chance of them ever speaking to me. You would protect them.
Yes, we will make that clear.
And I need Grasa and Bassa still for the ritual.
Well, they agreed to this, so...
Yeah, that was their choice.
I will make sure that they're returned unharmed, not remembering.
Is it possible that you don't need to use all of the men? So that the infertility doesn't affect some of them? Because obviously, if they die out, that's not going to help you.
They will not die out. They will return. It is almost over. And I have been already draining from all of them. So they all would need several months to recover at this point.
Okay, so at least we can tell them that problem will resolve itself.
And the fish will come back with the return of my part of the lake.
Yes. Are there any other problems caused? I think the only ones we remember were the storm, the fish, and the infertility.
What is done with the fields. They need it now. They have a thing that do.
Yes,
a trade.
But they can set aside more room for you as well, if need be, I'm sure.
Yes, and I will take that room. And with that, the bargain with the ancestors will be fulfilled.
Could you also tell us where you're planning to make your new lake, so they know to make room?
She basically explains to you it's the south, what would be the south eastern corner of the fields.
Okay. And how much space do you need? The same size as this lake?
No. Bigger.
Oh.
It is not about me for the fish, yes.
Yes.
It's about 2 to 3 hexes, circa, right?
Yeah, okay, just to get a rough idea, so we'll get an idea of how big a lake.
About like 3 square miles.
And
which still leaves them with a lot of fields.
Yes, it does, but the villagers can make it look nice too. There's nothing wrong with that. So they would be able to kind of lay some boulders at the edges, not all the way around, but as kind of markers, so that they know not to cross them.
So, who else guided you through?
Well, the father appeared to me first.
Oh, so he does speak to other creatures. How convenient.
I'm not sure speak to other creatures is accurate. He didn't say an awful lot.
He's a difficult, cryptic man, and I am not a big fan of him.
That is an apt description of him.
That sounds about right. Though he did answer me some questions.
You have to know how to ask them. It is not in my nature to be that precise.
Very well, in which case I think we'll head off. We have a ways to go. Is it possible? Are the plants here not under your control? We had some difficulty with some of them impeding our way.
They protect me.
Is it possible for them to let us through unhindered going out?
She like closes her eyes for a moment and then nods.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you for your hospitality, but we should start going now.
She holds her hand out for the cup. Right.
Oh, yeah, I'll pass it over.
I'll place the cup on the surface and then just get out of the door.
She's watching you, Cassius, the entire time.
Yeah, no, I'm actually.
That's great.
So,
Okay, where's this crab?
You don't know.
Is it okay to swim? I assume it's okay to swim.
Yeah, it's okay to swim.
Come on, Abrath. You could do with a good swimming lesson.
He just like and paddles.
So what does that take? That takes me like 3 rounds to cover that distance.
Oops. God damn it.
do you want to swim?
Yep. And I just jump in.
And it's like again, it's chest deep, right?
Yeah, it's a shallow lake. It's not that deep.
I just go as fast as possible.
So yeah.
Well, that was enlightening. Cool.
See, not all bad. I mean, she did have that little moment where she didn't like whatever you've got, Cassius.
Yeah. Let's go.
And out of the underbrush, Heftek steps out.
Ah, good. It's you again.
Okay, let's move. No time
Did
for
you have-
questions now. Walk and talk.
Let's walk and not talk. I'm gonna do pass without trace on us.
Alright.
Did you find anything? Did you find?
Shh. Yes, we have all the answers
Nature.
we need. You'll find out once we're back in the chieftain's presence.
Fine.
Not a word.
Once again, asking for the help of my little buddy. Oh, damn.
You still have a 17 with passive other trace.
Better than Samira.
Oh,
You
you
had a fucking
people.
roll. What do you want?
Oh, wow. It's a good thing we've all got pass without trace this time.
Better than Viera. Guys, you suck.
Your
Wow.
stuff is better than mine anyway. Just pointing that out.
You still worse than me, but you just are wrong.
I will call a quick break because we haven't had a break.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I need to go to the and grab
What
something
do
to
you get
drink.
for the win?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Break.
Alright, see you in 10.
Be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You throw some trash out. That's like it.
There we go.
Samira's gone. But
Well, we can wait a moment.
well, we're making our way back quietly, aren't we?
Yeah.
So can I do herbalism on the way?
You cannot stealth and herbalism at the same time, I think.
Technically.
Technically, you can travel and forage. Not forage and stealth and...
Actually, as a ranger, I can.
That is
If
specific.
I'm on my own.
On your own.
It says that.
But you're not on your own.
Yeah, I know, but I can abandon these lot.
No, you can't. I'm like sticking on you like a bat, like on your tail.
I can also move stealthily at my normal speed with my animal companion.
We just had a talk about communication.
Well,
don't need any particular
you make it
supplies anyway.
back through the same route without the little plants grabbing at you, right?
Yeah.
In half the time, so within an hour.
So that means our stealth lasts all the way up until getting out of all of that.
Yes. And then eventually even the fog stops, right? And then eventually you get to the shore, you know, and you get to the same place. Well, not the same place, but yeah, the approximately the same place where you can see.
Yeah, we can see the fields.
The fields.
The chieftain. Oh,
I'll kind
that
of like
that good old image.
I'll motion to the other two, Samir and Viera, before we actually cross. Presumably, Haftek is getting the boats to. Oh, no,
Haftek uncovers the one boat that she put on this side and hey, yeah.
So, what are we exactly going to say?
The truth.
What we just got told.
Okay.
I don't think we need to embellish or hide anything of that.
And what is that exactly?
You'll find out with the rest.
Yep.
Yeah, you will.
It's more efficient if we tell all you in the same time.
It's more efficient if we tell everyone the same thing in one go. Yeah.
Fine, get in a boat.
Get in the boat.
She will have to take you, like, you know, two at a time.
Two at a time.
Yeah.
Well, you and Samira go first.
Okay.
While she's glaring holes into Cassius's skull.
That's fine.
Thing there.
I think we both are glaring in return at her.
Oh, no, I'm just like looking around, whistling.
Yeah, no, I'm glaring.
Oh yeah, she's glaring back. She's like staring contest.
Ebreth and I will just swim across.
No.
Wow, you tried to intimidate?
A staring contest.
Okay, she looks away.
Ooh.
So let's see. Let's find out what your mother has to say about this.
They have made a little camp on the other side, like, you know. And as you approach, they all like walk up to you, like Murtag, with the like not so much anymore with the help of Sturmers, but still it's like, you're back. And they first like grab onto Haftek and like do the face rubbing thing, right? It's like she's safe, and Sturmers
she's safe.
Kind of like gives her a little smack over the back of her head. And does a head bump with the forehead, right? That's all.
She was in no real danger.
This time.
We're still glad that she's back.
I know. I'm just informing you.
But since you're back, that means either that this failed or succeeded.
Succeeded. Sort of, with conditions.
We have a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to tell you, and some of it you may not like, but you will have to accept anyway.
Shall we return to the village?
If you want us to tell you first, so that you are not surprised when we tell the rest of the village, then we can do that, and we can leave it for you to tell the village.
She will turn and tell the men basically to start packing up, and then lead you a bit away.
Okay.
And then have you basically, it's like, yes, you can tell me now. What happened?
Well, we met with the spirit, of course, as planned. There is a storm coming. Essentially, one of her sisters, a fellow spirit of this island in particular, and in ages past, that storm used to be abated by the trees along the river and the lake itself that is now your farmland. So there were lots of different promises spoken of and deals made, but one of the more ancient deals was that the storm itself would be contained by the lake. And of course, there is no lake anymore. So that storm has nowhere to go except your farmlands and the rest of the island, and it's going to cause a lot of destruction it was never intended to. Fortunately, there is a remedy to this. The southeastern fields will be reclaimed as a lake. You will have to give those up. We did get a rough idea of how big a lake there needs to be. And this isn't just to reclaim space for the lake and the lake spirit. This is also the reason that your fish have started to depopulate. The infertility is based on something else, but that too will return in time once balance has been restored. The most pressing thing is the amount of time available between now and when that storm arrives, and though there's no precise amount of time given, the lake spirit is confident that she can do what she needs to do to prevent the worst of the storm. But you will need to help her, and your people will need to help her.
How?
The first thing is that you have cut too many trees down on your side of the river, and those trees help to steer the storm. The lake spirit is attempting to regrow them in a much quicker time than normal, but that requires something from you, and that something is essentially a little bit of life given by the men of your village, because they are stronger than the women. They can withstand more. It will not harm them. It will not hurt them. It will leave them temporarily with terrible memories of what it is that is done to them to extract that life's essence. But this is why they have been given those herbs, to forget. So it's important that I don't cure any more of them either. The poison that affected yourself was accidental when Grassa, I think, panicked and threw too much of the herb at you to try and protect this. The nature spirit will also need the help of Vasa and Grassa, so you're to basically let them go. I suspect they will return in time. The vitality and virility of your men will return in time as well. But for the time being, the lake spirit is borrowing that essence to speed up the process of growing the trees. It has to come from somewhere.
And Grassa and Vasa made that bargain?
They did.
She nods.
Of their own free will. So the best we can do to help you is to not interfere too much more. For the most part, the very important part, she said, was that peace needs to remain on this island. I think we have introduced some suspicions to your people, which I can tell you now are thankfully unfounded. We would like to say that it's better to be cautious.
So the spirit is our friend after all.
The spirit is your friend, and have always been your friends, but sometimes friends do bad things for the right reasons.
Something we have also been told to pass along is that though this is all well-meaning, the spirit will keep having no contact with you all to protect you all.
Yeah, there are others unlike yourselves who would abuse any position of friendship you might have with the spirit. So, contact is forbidden, for the most part.
For your own good.
And for the good of the island. The spirits protect not just you, but the island itself. And that is their charge. And you are part of that balance. So, protecting you is also part of that balance. They did say that you should try to keep the island peaceful. The encroachment of others is to be forbidden, as much as possible. Particularly the horn money.
The horn money from outside, not the
From
horn money on the
outside.
island.
The horn money from the island were fine, but those from outside are not welcome. They are not part of this island. They do not belong here. That's not to say that you should start a war with them if they did show up, but discourage them from staying, essentially. Make it not worth their time.
The horn money have been quite good about that.
Yes, and we have no indication that they will not continue to be the same, and the spirit was relatively happy with those who were here already. It's more a case of if any new outsiders turned up from the horn many with different ideas or different names.
This is something that needs to be shared then with all chieftains on the island.
Two important things that were missed. Specific areas of trees need to be left alone.
Yes.
And she will require more men to help.
Yes.
Because she missed a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And
she needs 3 men to meet her.
1 to 2 men each day at where the trees go and turn into sand down by the village.
Oh, I know that is true. There used to be more trees there in the past.
Yes. And I suspect to make sure this sort of problem doesn't happen again, we were talking yesterday about passing traditions along. The lake that does get formed needs to be protected. That is the fish spawning grounds.
That is a given.
Your fish, that is why your fish have depopulated. The trees, I guess, mark them as sacred. They protect your village after all. They protect your way of life. The spirit understands that you do need to cut trees down occasionally to make shelter and to make fires and whatever it is you need. But try to replenish the trees that you cut down, or try to replant more than you cut.
We will be more mindful of that in the future.
Those were the major points.
Yes, I think we got just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
We cut more from the side down to avoid cutting more from the side to the left, so the last cats would not have even less ground to live in.
Yes, it's all a delicate balance. But you just need to replant.
We will find ways. We will do better. Thank you. We owe you much. We will live up to the bargain we made.
I'm just happy to see that balance is at least being attempted.
Of course. This is our home.
Of course. But sometimes even you forget and need a gentle reminder. But yes, all of the other accidents that happened were accidents. No one was specifically poisoned on purpose. They were all just unfortunate accidents.
I see. Well, now that you mention it, none of the things that you found were lethal.
No.
It will take some time for the village to calm down again and trust again.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't take too much.
And if possible, I don't know how far this meeting place is, but maybe sending a delegation of men today already? Time is of the essence after all.
We can try. We're slower upriver. And she kind of like pauses and then like lets her loud clicking. Yeah. She lets a loud clicking sound, and one of like the man approaches, like she waves them in and basically leans in, whispers something that you can hear is like, "Go, basically, I need volunteers. You know, go and alarm the village that I'm coming." And he just like bamps into deer and like is gone. Right. We will try our best. There is much suspicion that has arisen, and it is a bit more complicated, but we will try our best.
I think it's probably best if we are not there when you tell the rest of the village this.
We will stay in our camping grounds.
The spirit also said that it's best if contact with the spirit is made to seem as though it's not possible, rather than just not probable.
Then I will say that you are the ones helping, and I will send the men to you.
No, you could say that we have told you, so you don't need to send them to us.
Well, if we're not supposed to know that she is our friend.
It's not so much that, she just said not to try and make it seem like it was possible to talk to her.
Probably if someone else asks about spirits. And
don't go seeking the spirit, essentially.
Yes.
The spirit will find you if it needs to.
And for example, when we told you about the woman in the swamp, you immediately proposed that it was the spirit. Don't do that again with any other outsiders. They don't need to know
Perhaps
that.
it is better if we forget. We are not good at lying.
But there's a difference between lying and telling a half-truth.
We're not good at half-truths.
Then it's best to say nothing at all.
Yes, agreed. Shall we go now? We don't have much time. It is already getting towards evening.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. How long does the travel last this time, since we're going upriver?
In order to speed it up, you're actually gonna walk it, because upriver, yeah.
Upriver's slower.
I mean, they're pulling the boat, right? So if you really want to read, you could technically sit in the boat and let yourself be pulled.
I mean, I can do tomorrow now that but tomorrow is a reading day, okay, everybody?
Well, you still got the rest of tonight.
I still have 9 hours to do, so tomorrow.
Takes you 2 hours to get back. Would have taken longer if they would have paddled upriver, right? By the time you get back, it is already dark. But, for an hour, it was already dark.
Alright.
Sorry, Cassius, no dark vision tonight.
That's okay.
She will also offer you if you want to sleep in the hut. Because you have clearly no more camp.
We'll pitch a tent.
That'll be fine.
Have fun doing it in the darkness.
Well, we'll make a campfire first, smarty pants.
Nah.
And then pitch a tent.
Pop off a light cantrip. Excuse me.
That too. Yep.
Just pop off a campfire.
Well, they will leave you to it, right? And then Muatak will go off, do whatever she's doing. And at some point you will see like a group of free men walking off towards south, right?
So, we're done here.
Is anyone else super hungry?
Oh, yes.
You're starving.
Yeah, we haven't eaten all day.
I don't even want to cook. Can you make us some berries?
No, we can use some of the rations we've got in our backpacks. Yeah, I know. But let's face it, it's a little bit more tasty than a berry. And Cassius, you can do something with food? You made it sweet last time for me.
I was just hoping to get some from the village, but okay.
I mean, given that what we've done for them today, I suspect they would be more than happy to share
And
some
they
food.
absolutely offered, including giving you shelter. So, like, you not wanting to sit there is completely on you.
I will go get some food for us.
We'll all head over to get some. Well, maybe not Samira. She's reading already, but
she can read in the hut.
We're not gonna stay in the hut.
Okay.
We're gonna get portable food, takeaway.
Yes.
To sit back at our campfire and eat.
Some people will also hand another gourd to Cassius.
I was going to ask. I will actually ask if they have something like, I want to keep this this stream not influenced too much, but for something stronger, not necessarily drink. If they have something like that.
Okay.
I mean, they could give you herbs.
Yeah, I'll take them.
The man actually will give you some dried and a pipe.
Good, perfect. I will thank them for the goods, and sit by the campfire, eat, and
light
smoke.
the pipe. Yep. Okay, roll me a
You know,
Constitution saving throw, please.
You know there's going to be a gust of wind in your face if you light that up, right?
I will try to light it with precipitation. That thing.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation. Yeah.
I'll use Druidcraft to snuff it out.
Oh, come on, Mira.
Hey.
Really?
Before you try, Cassius, you got a pearl, right?
Uh-huh.
Can you do that thing today?
I was just hoping to kind of not do anything else today.
So you can't.
I need.
Just yes or no.
I can try. Like, I haven't done it before, so I guess, but
You want to try and find out what this is, and I take out the wooden eyeball of divination.
Yeah, shouldn't we have given that back?
At no point did anyone mention it being required.
That's fine. Yeah.
Before you get any more clouded up there and emotion towards his head.
Aren't you glad I kept you with a clear head at least for just a little bit longer?
But can I do it afterwards? Like, if I do this thing, will you just, like, lead me to it?
As long as I'm not downwind of you.
Okay.
You know what? I'll even join you. How about that?
See? Hey. Finger gun at Samira.
Gotta
All right.
somehow, huh?
That's all I needed, you know. Just need a buddy. Alright, let me...
Vieira's just shaking her head slightly.
I have no clue how this will go. Yeah. Give me the thing.
You go.
He holds the bowl. Alright. So Cassius sits down with the bowl kind of like in front of him, looking it over. And as I'm casting Identify, probably see like... Actually, I need to think about which side this would be.
Ooh, according to homebrew rules, you have to make an ability check using a spellcasting ability.
Yeah, that's true also.
With a DC depending on the rarity.
Ability check, okay. Yeah, so as I'm guessing Identify, this will probably be Crystal. Yeah. So you see as he's like touching the bowl, where he's touching it, there's probably like small spurs of like crystal joining to the bowl and then removed again as like his fingers leave it, as he's turning it around and he's just trying to like focus on it. And I will make a charisma ability check.
It should be a spellcasting modifier that you get on top.
Oh, okay.
So that's a +2, so 20, right?
But it's the charisma modifier plus proficiency bonus.
Yeah, that's why. +2.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
So 20.
Wait, why is it +2?
Because of the proficiency, right?
The
charisma
charisma
I
ability
said-
check is only +4 for his charisma.
Yeah, +2 on
So
top of that. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's what you meant. Okay.
Maths.
Yeah, I didn't see the roll. I thought you meant 1d20 +2, not +4 +2. And I was like, no, that doesn't sound correct. Just checking the DC quickly for the thing.
Yeah, miscommunication.
Okay, so
Miscommunication. That's a topic of today. Communication.
yeah,
Oh.
so
Is anyone
can you hear me?
else having problems with Shinny?
Yeah, I guess she's getting out again.
She's
I
a robot.
can't even understand.
Give me a second.
Sorry for that.
Test.
Yeah.
Test.
She
There you
was
are.
speaking in
There
slow.
you are.
Okay, can you hear me now normal again?
Motion and rave.
It seems like my internet is crapping out today.
Someone kick her from the call, so she has to rejoin properly.
Test?
Nope. Test.
Yep.
Test.
Awesome. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Amazing.
Slight bit of static key, but we can hear you.
Okay, so what you find out that this thing is basically, you know that stone you have in your ring? Inside is another one, right?
Ooh.
It is the manifest pact between the two women and the spirit. But it has another layer of divination on top, which basically allows her to see everything through it, like an eye. So she's staring at you right now.
Okay. As soon as I know that, I like grab the like haversack, like where Samira has it. Samira, haversack, please.
Yeah.
please, and just dump it in there.
What?
She was looking through it probably.
Oh.
So she knows we have it. Well,
Is
she
that
knew.
the
She
only
knew.
thing it does?
What I gathered from it, it was mostly the. So I think it was. Did you see the thing that appeared when we made our promises?
Mm-hmm.
The pearl.
Yeah. The stone.
It was that, like an how do you say, like a representation of that pact, but then this bowl contains this same representation, but then with between the spirit and Vasa and Grasa. And on top of that, it's a big ol' eye. She can look through it. She can see around it.
Okay, we're giving it with the next round of men. Give that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that.
There's no other reason for us to have it.
Can she see inside the bag? Can you see what's in there?
I have no clue.
I'm wondering if she can see what's in there.
I imagine it's very dark, even if she can see. But at the end of the day, there's no reason for us to have that anymore anyway.
Does anyone want to kind of like just run this over to the village and just tell them to
Well, the first round of men is already gone.
Yeah, but then for the next one?
It's for tomorrow.
We will see them in the morning. And it's not going anywhere in the bag. We know it's safe there. So
it's in the bag. It can't see us. You can just see a bunch of sand just loosely floating around.
Maybe. Assuming you can see anything at all in there.
Would have been interesting to ask.
Okay. Do you guys need me for anything else?
Nope.
Go get high, I guess.
Roll me Constitution saving throw, Cassius!
Downwind.
Right. I'm gonna first observe him, how he's gonna react, to see if I can... If this is like a exciting or a relaxing one. If I can read meanwhile.
Fuck.
You know when you... Okay, have you ever smoked the Mary Jane?
Yep.
Okay.
Come on, I'm from the Netherlands.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So, but you know when you have like the weaker one, it just like kicks in for the first 5 minutes and then you're like, yeah, I feel nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Fuck.
It has a nice flavor. It's basically weed. Like, it's calming grass. Come on, this entire village is like super fucking chill. What do you think is that?
Well, I just wanted to get more. I wanted to fill the saving throw, basically.
I mean, if you
you can fail a saving throw on purpose if you want to.
if you were to mix it with booze, you can repeat it with like a disadvantage.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
Well,
So I'll just.
I'm not curing you in the morning, just so you know.
Samira, you're like chill, with occasional giggles.
Okay, good mood to read in.
This book is hilarious, man. It was not this funny so far, but man, this chapter, funny, really funny.
Reading while you're doing this, you're such a fucking nerd.
Fuck off.
Come on.
She says that she's giggling.
Relax. You can do that stuff later. Just enjoy the moment.
She's totally enjoying the moment.
Come on.
Best book ever. Giggle, giggle, giggle.
Give me an hour.
Close the book. Come on. Come on. Just relax.
Fine.
We'll have enough time tomorrow. We solve the problem. Nothing else is going to happen. We're completely relaxed. And we can have a nice break. Nice holiday.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
On that note, my dear people,
Mm-hmm.
you each get 2000 XP.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
3,050.
Level 4.
3,050.
Okay, now
Damn.
we need to start training.
I believe the downtime training for level 4 is 10, 20 days? 8 days, yeah, 8 days, yeah. So yeah,
8
Just
days,
double. Just
double
double.
amount.
yeah.
Alright. Looks like we're staying here for a few days more.
Well, do we really want to stay here during the storm? If that's coming?
I don't mind. I get the impression it's not going to happen in 8 days' time.
She said something about weeks.
Days
Yeah.
or weeks?
Could be days,
Yeah,
could be weeks.
But she didn't really know much about what 300 years was, so what's 8 days to a spirit who doesn't know what 300 years is?
True.
That's true.
So, like, days to her might mean, like, 50 days.
Well, if they have more of this stuff, I mean, that's fine, but... Are you sure you don't want to join Fiora? Come on.
I prefer to keep a clear head. Thank you.
Alright, no accounting for taste, I guess.
Some people just don't want to. It's alright. What do you want? Not with herbs, but with magic. To calm down.
Yeah. I mean, we could do that, but...
It's just very short. That's true.
Yeah. It's different, I feel.
Yeah.
Like the thing, at least that I do, it's just like... I guess it has a similar effect, but... No, not really.
Alright. So what are we doing today?
Today?
You said you wanted to celebrate. What are you doing?
I mean, if you really want to celebrate, we can get some booze. Or we have some booze.
Winnie is
The
slipping
game
out and doing shadow dance in front of the fire.
Okay, that's a little bit too much right now. I'm kind of like staring at it like...
It's not that good. Not that good.
It's hilarious.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs to get used to
It's
this.
more like that he's like crouches and gets up and crouches and gets up and crouches and gets up, but it's in 2D. But there's like also a shadow from the shadow, right, from the campfire, right?
Oh, that's weird.
So it looks like two Winnies,
Especially now.
one on the ground and one, 2D in front of the fire. Just crouch and get up, crouch and get up, crouch and get up.
Cassius looks at the pipe, and then at Winnie, then at the pipe.
It's good pipe.
What? What are you looking at?
I mean, it can interact with stuff, right?
Yes.
Do you want to experiment?
Ask Vinny yourself. You can make their own decision. Right, Vinny?
You talk to it, right?
You can talk to it too.
I'd rather talk to you.
Come on, get used to it. Get used to it. Come on. Start a conversation.
Hello. Shadow thing.
It's got a name. Vinny.
Vinny.
Winnie turns around.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Left wave.
Oh, yes. Okay. Do you want to try this? I'm gonna hold out the pipe.
it comes closer, looks around it, so you get like the head in 2D a few times, right, from both sides. Picks up the pipe, right, almost turns it over, like almost like drops basically all the and then like eventually figures out like how it goes, and it takes a, you can see the thing lighting up right for a moment, and the smoke kind of comes out everywhere. And then it gives you the pipe back. And Samira, you don't sense any difference whatsoever because it's immune to poison.
Immune to poison, yeah. They don't feel different to normal. Everything's the same.
I mean, what's normal for him?
Vinny, was that nice?
It waves both hands. Shrug.
Would you like... So you don't care? You don't mind or don't care?
You get the impression it was curious, but otherwise, whatever. Didn't do anything.
Alright.
Huh. Okay. More for us, I guess.
Not that it does anything for you, Cassius.
Yeah.
So you want... So you got any more booze?
Sorry, what did you say?
So you got any more booze?
Oh, yeah.
Viera, in the meantime, you have a big black kitty cat comes up to you, bumps you with the head, and then flops over to the side and just turns around on the back.
I'll cast Speak with Animals. I take it you want scritches.
Belly rub.
I see. And she'll begin scritching his belly.
The rumble purr, the rumble purr, you know how Psy purrs, you know how you guys heard the rumble purr of Psy. Yeah. It's like 100 times more intense. It's like such rumble purr that it almost sounds like a growl, right?
Yeah.
Earthquake alarm.
Well. And then she stops giving him a belly rub.
After the animal speaking runs out or before?
Before.
More belly rub.
What's in it for me? She's got a playful smile on his face. On her face.
I can catch you a bat?
No. You can teach me to fight.
I can teach you how to fight. Not now, because belly rub, but tomorrow. Or tonight.
Deal. We can go hunting for breakfast.
Alright, we can hunt for breakfast.
And she'll start scratching him again.
Okay.
Tipsy.
Purr. Yeah. So yeah. I love Lena. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just getting hammered in the background. Fuck yeah!
Yeah. I mean, was basically invited to do so
yeah.
I'm not arguing.
Yep. No, same.
This falls on the hard liquor, by the way, just in case you guys were wondering.
Yikes.
Oh,
bye. So much for reading tomorrow.
I can read while hungover. It's fine.
Yeah.
And they don't have to push past tipsy, mind you.
Don't have to.
But will.
Yeah.
I actually do need to get some reading done, so.
Something tells me that once they hit the tipsy stage, the inhibitions have gone and they're just going to keep drinking like they did last night.
I don't know.
I don't have time for drinking. I still have some control of myself, but I need to cram 9 hours tomorrow.
Well, you've got 9 hours in a 24-hour day. That's a lot of time.
I have until sunset.
But this is it. Otherwise, my dears.
Wow, you're cutting us off early.
I mean, I will let you RP for the rest of the session if you want, but otherwise, at the end of this day, we're calling it a day, and then you have a week to think about what you want to do in the downtime.
Yep. I think Samir's gonna go. She's gonna keep herself on tipsy level for an hour or so, and then go back to sleep. Go to sleep then, since she's gonna be up bright and early to cram those 9 hours in.
Yeah. With that, it means your training will begin after that, right?
Yep, exactly. Cassie's will have even less time.
I'm having an internal struggle here. I think I will, especially after some of the stuff that we heard today, and considering what we need to do. Can I make a check for it? Basically,
yes.
Like a willpower check. Because I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
Wisdom saving throw, I suspect.
Yes.
Wisdom would make you do the wise thing.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Wisdom failure would make you do the non.
I don't even have to GM today. This is amazing.
Okay, I'm
yeah,
drinking.
no, you're drinking.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a thought for Cassius. That was just like, what am I kidding myself? Open up the bottle and keep drinking.
Oh, somebody's getting hammered.
Okay, come on. Roll the Constitution saving throws out.
Yep.
Keep on giving.
Yikes.
Yeah, someone's.
Hey, Buzz.
Buzz?
That didn't take long once he decided it.
Yeah, no. I'll keep going.
Okay, 3 hours of.
Wow. Yeah.
Hey! I'm drunk.
Viera's just shaking her head.
Viera, in this time, is going to be completely ignoring Cassius. I'm gonna see if I can brew poison.
Okay.
Cassius is going to like start talking to you because Samira apparently went to fucking bed. She's boring.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Yes.
No, seriously, did you...
The cat will like you if you give him belly scritches. Give the cat belly scritches.
If you dare, if you like,
Cassius, it sounds like a splendid idea. Belly scritches to the panther. Fuck yeah.
So sorry, if Samira is
if you comment on her being boring and dare her basically to keep drinking with you, she's gonna keep drinking.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh my god! Oh my god, you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy this.
And people wonder why the Wood Elves look at the lesser or the younger races. Do we consider them children?
I am still just tipsy.
Fuck. More. Drink more.
I mean, Viera, it does look like they're having fun.
Does it? Does it?
I mean, they're giggling.
They are.
Remind me never to go into drinking games with you. This is.
If you want me to make one more concept, you need to make one too. We're 3-3 right now.
Hell yeah.
Right, here comes another failure for both of them this time. Oh.
Finally.
Drink a game.
I think they're gonna run out of alcohol before they run out of.
Probably at this point we will be.
Yeah, actually, there was not that much. Yeah, you're running out of booze at this point.
Samira will start play fighting.
Drunk. Oh, I wanna see that. That's like disadvantages left and right.
Yeah, she's just tipsy still. He's drunk, but he has been egging her on. No, the drink is gone and she wants to rough things out of it.
I'm not. Why do you want to fight? Just relax.
I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting.
Punch in the arm.
Boring? Hip check.
Come on, pretty boy.
Strength check. Oh shit. And I have also disadvantage, so this is going to go amazing. It's not a saving throw, right? Shit.
Is it athletics?
Are you trying to grapple him?
No.
What are you trying to do?
Yes, kind of.
Athletics versus either acrobatics or...
You're dragging him up into a fighting position, essentially, and sparring
Nope,
with him.
I want to basically noogie him and sit on him at the end. Like he's done flat.
That's athletics.
Sit on.
Yeah.
And I can roll acrobatics, right?
Yeah, you can. But I believe at drunk you already at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, yep. Dex things.
It was a valiant.
Oh, yeah! I'm not even gonna make you, because usually you would have to roll 2 checks to grapple and then pin him down. No problem, you're sitting on top of him. I mean, Cassius, you don't mind being on the bottom, but not like this.
No,
Who's boring now?
it's a little bit annoying, but it's also a little bit non-annoying. It's fine.
Especially because she did it in a way where, like, it's not like the first time you've wrestled a woman, right? Like, play wrestled. But it's pretty clear that she, like, basically wrestled you into the ground like she would wrestle, like, a brother into the ground. It feels nothing like that, right? It's like, yeah, you totally brother zoned. And in the mud.
Yep.
It's great.
Okay. Let me go.
Fine. It's offer my hand to him. He hasn't set up.
I will try to follow her when she offers her hand.
I was trying to do the same.
Roll in athletics with disadvantage.
Shit!
He just basically stopped. He like you both like are drunkenly stumbling past each other. Viera, it looks like a weird dance to you.
Like a seesaw.
I'm gonna pick my stuff up and move it at least another 5 feet away from them. Just so that they don't accidentally stumble into me while I'm doing all this.
And all along you also have, like, you know, Vinny in the middle of it kind of trying to imitate them, like mimic, like pantomime.
Is he shadow boxing?
Yeah, but like
It's looking good this time.
Yeah.
Oh, Vinny, you'll have to tell her all about this tomorrow when she's forgotten about it.
I'm just tipsy, I don't know what you're talking about. He's the drunk one.
That's what a drunk would say. Sorry.
Yep.
Alright, after a while she'll just tie down a bit and sit down again. Proper celebration. Done well.
That's how you celebrate? Yikes. Jesus.
Hey,
Seems like you need a few more gourds of alcohol, Cassius.
Look at Viera.
Well, she only got playful when you ran out, so...
I still want to move tomorrow.
Move where?
Anywhere. But that was not fun.
wait, it wasn't?
Wow. Smirks at her.
I need to read. I don't want to read.
You're getting tired at this point.
Yeah. It's obvious in the body language that she's dreading tomorrow, but she's also like drooping a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Viera, can I persuade you to help me?
To help you?
Yeah.
What do you need help with, exactly?
Not being hungover.
Please.
Please.
You roll me a persuasion with disadvantage.
Hope it all, guys.
Nope.
My rolls today.
Yeah,
have
it's like
absolute
basically,
shit.
yeah, he's like leaning in, and with like the drunk stench breath, like please, please, like, ugh. But to the sensitive nose of Vieira, it's like, ugh.
Come on, we're buddies, right?
We are. But no, I think this time you need to learn what the hangover feels like.
But I've learned so many times, and it doesn't work.
Clearly. One more time won't hurt.
Soil sport.
Soil sport? What's that?
I don't know.
Celestial for something.
Yes. Shut up. Goes to his bedroll, flumps down. And I guess I need to roll for this.
Yeah, have fun with the hangover.
3d6, everybody.
Yep.
Not for me.
Yep. 9
Yeah.
hours.
Oh.
Fun.
11 hours.
You are gonna be hangover.
How many days do you have on the 6 days left?
Samira's got to finish by sunset tomorrow.
Yeah, what about Cassius?
Which means Cassius has got to finish by sunrise the following day.
No, he started like 2 days later.
I started 1 day later, basically.
One day later.
Okay,
Yeah,
be
so
glad, because you have to, basically, whatever you're doing, it's gonna, for every hour, gonna take you 2 hours, because you're gonna be hungover.
Okay. That's fine.
Before I go to sleep, I let Vinny know to wake me up as soon as my rest is over, so I can get started right away.
Yeah.
Just so that you both know, working on that communication thing, even if you don't remember it tomorrow morning, Ebrath and I are going hunting tomorrow. So don't expect us to be around when you wake up.
Okay.
We probably won't be long.
Thank you for telling us.
Yeah, thank you for telling us.
And we'll see about that hangover, Cassius. Perhaps I'll only let you suffer it for a few hours.
You're an angel. Oh no. I kind of looks at Samira like, huh.
Wink.
Sorry.
Oh, you guys. And that's when we're gonna call session! So, head over to the office. I'll be right there.
See you there.
Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. That's it for today. They actually did talk to the blue woman and they figured it out. Fuck yeah, it wasn't a fight. You know, not everything has to end with a fight. So all good. I hope you enjoyed. So yeah. More on Wednesday, where we're gonna build Anno's Wild Hunt. And then we're gonna start rolling for the NPC crafting every Friday. So yeah. Let's see if we can raid anyone. No, nobody around. Nope. So we're just gonna call it for a day. Yeah? And I'll be back on Wednesday. And of course, as always, I shall put up the battle map I made up on Patreon throughout the week. To be downloaded. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the completion of this arc. I love you all. See you on Wednesday, the usual time, and bye.